good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I'm sorry for the delay. I was just having a bit of a moment. I thought I'd be honest with all of you. I was just freaking out a little bit. You know, when you have friends that you want to be there for, but you don't exactly know how to be. Lucky me, that was happening to me just before. So I do apologise for the delay. And as you can see by tonight's title, I'm going to be talking more Chris Watts. Yay! Just what we all don't really want to talk about anymore. But hey, I still have opinions. I still believe they need to be heard. So, long story short of things, let's get started. There are a few things I brought up in. First of all, I'm going to turn off my camera for 1 sec. And I'm going to pop into chat and say, hello, Karen. Hello, Van. Hello, Aussie. Hello, Michigan girl. Matt Willis. I'm not exactly 100% sure how many more of you that are here, but yes. Oh, Aussie True Crime, welcome. Thank you for being here, for who's here so far. I do appreciate your patience with my, as they would say back in the day, my tardiness. But it shows that you guys really value what I have to say, and that does sincerely mean so much to me. So thank you. Okay. Now, I was mentioning this before, but then I had a few people up on panel with me, and as much as it sounds weird to say, I didn't really necessarily get around to all of my, well, I wouldn't say all my theories, because there are a few theories that I do have that I would like to be able to keep to myself. Oh, Robbie, I'm sorry. Save Robbie. Thank you for being here. If you can fall asleep listening to my voice, good luck to you, baby. Sorry. But some people say my voice is like nails down a chalkboard. If you haven't tuned into Robbie lately, just know that he's quite funny. He's got it going on, and I'm so proud of him. He's a lot like Dave. I'm not only proud to say he's one of my favorite channelists here, but he is someone that I look to, and I can actually say I look up to, because he is actually older than me by only a few days. So chill pill peoples. But I'm proud to call Robbie and Dave the two people in the YouTube community that I look at and I admire. And I appreciate the fact that they're both part of what I do on a day-to-day basis. Like, I admit, I look back on how Dave talks about the true crime community when it comes to Chris Watts, and then I look at how Robbie has talked about it, and they both do it with such confidence and such grace, and I admire that about both of them. I've seen them both, well, not seen in person, but I've heard them both at their worst, and they both triumph over that and come out on top. And yes, please subscribe to Save Robbie, because, you know, he has gone through the ringer, and yet he's still come out. Oh, thank you, Robbie. I don't know if you're talking about me there, but he still comes out. And like me personally, I lost, as much as Robbie, please don't leave my channel when I say this, I lost my faith a very long time ago in God, but I'm slowly getting it back, because oh, thank you, Robbie. I've seen him go through the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the fact that he's come out on top of that. I actually have been trying to ring him to tell him this, that I was told with what I went through, I'll get into Chris Watts in just a sec, I was told that what I went through, God taught me a lesson through all of it. And I got really angry about that. But then seeing what Robbie went through and seeing him come back stronger and better than before, even that's impossible, I know, but to show that it can be done, I admire it immensely. He is someone that I look to, and I'm like, if he can overcome the bullshit that has been done to him on YouTube, I can overcome a lot of shit as well. So, Robbie, for what it's worth, with all my traumatizing and trying to call you, all I wanted to ring you and say is thank you that for everything that you have, you know. And like I said, I just want you to know that you are admired in the YouTube community, and for whoever is out there is fortunate enough to know you in person and doesn't appreciate your worth, they can fuck off. And Seeking the Truth with Dave, if you're watching, I hope you heard that too, because that goes double for you as well, because Robbie, you're an inspiration for me. You know, I've never done drugs. I used to drink to be able to try and numb things when I was going through a bad period of my life. I used to drink to try and be able to numb it so I wouldn't feel it happening to me. But when I watch Robbie, he shows me that there are so many other ways in dealing with it. Oh, thank you, Robbie. So, like I said, all those annoying phone calls, me asking to ring you and all that, it was just to be able to say to you, thank you for showing me that there are other ways in dealing with a situation. And as much I hope this doesn't come out wrong, but knowing my brain and how it operates, sometimes it might. I think that with what you recently went through, and if you want to know, don't ask me on my channel, because with Robbie being here, I don't want to make him uncomfortable. With what you went through was maybe a way to show that you can fall, and it's okay to fall, and it's okay to pick yourself back up again. And Robbie, for what it's worth, sweetheart, you achieved that, and kudos. Hi, Penny Blake. Massive, massive thank you for showing me that. So I will now shut the fuck up about Save Robbie. But just know, honey, I'm a phone call away through Messenger if you ever need me. Doesn't matter what time it is, I'll be here. Yes, all the trolls that hurt Robbie, all the trolls that are hurting Dave, all the trolls that are hurting other people need to take a walk and fuck off, because they don't belong in the YouTube world, in my opinion. I think that they need just to understand that every single person out there has a different opinion on something, and that's why I also created my channel, because you can have an opinion. I don't want people to feel as though they can't have one. So anyway, thank you, Penny. I just want Robbie to know that when shit hits the fan again, please call me. All right, I might be half asleep, but I don't give a shit. You call me. I will be your person of contact from another world, but I'll be here for you if you need me. All right. I just want you to know that, Robbie, because I don't want you to feel as though that things get too hard and the only way that you can deal with situations is to, yeah. Hang on, what's this, Karen? Save Robbie, hide Carol. Matt is cooking and just ate bake. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. Matt, well, for what it's worth, I kind of, I ate bacon yesterday. Okay, we're going to stay on topic now for the rest of the show. So, again, Robbie, thank you, sweetheart. Okay, I was talking before about how when it comes to Chris Watts, there are so many inconsistencies of what they did, such as putting the evidence into plastic bags. I do believe that was, I'm sorry if that made you uncomfortable too, by the way, Robbie. I do believe that by putting them in plastic bags, the oils from the bag and everything like that would have contaminated fingerprints. Now, I told a friend of mine that I was talking to last night something that, as I was saying to them, it's okay. Oh, I was praising Robbie Van. I was saying he's a nice guy and all the rest of it. And as I was saying now, I'm back to Crystal Watts, because that's what people tuned in for, apart from hearing my irritating voice. I just find that by putting them in plastic bags, they screwed up. All right. Oh, hello, Helen Vara. Is that how you say your name? Helen? I want to make sure I'm saying your name right. Sorry, I get very, very with that. So I want to make sure I'm saying Holland. Okay, Holland. I hope, is that how you say it? Holland. Okay, Holland, if I'm saying your name right, just let me know, because I'm going to be here for freaking ages. Okay, now, I contacted my local police station after last time's live, and
Penny, can I just?
Yes.
I was never going to butt in tonight, but I think it's Helen. Helen.
Oh, so you're doing it now.
Vara. Helen.
Hey, what?
Helen Vara.
Zara.
Right? Yes.
Vara. Yes.
Helen.
We'll call her Vara.
Okay, I'm not going to say that. So let's just. Okay, I'm going now.
Okay, then I'll speak to you soon, Zal. Okay, sorry, but Sarah, if you can hear me still and you're still in here, I was not mocking your name. I'm just trying to make sure that I pronounce it right. So if you have a nick, hey Muffy, hey Fisher Girl 68. But like I said, if you're still in here, I've lost your name now. Halan, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, you please tell me. Okay. Yes, it is going to be a good night, Karen 56. I can guarantee it. But, I can't guarantee it because it's the perspective for the other person. But no, like I said to a very dear friend the other day, by every crime show I have ever watched, and it sounds weird, but even when they're doing the reenacting and stuff, they, what do you call it? They wear gloves. And that's even in reenactment of the said crime. So I find it very, very, very odd that, yes, okay, we all know that the checkup on Shanann, Bella, and Cece, that Nicole and the other lady, if anyone remembers her name, please tell me. Excuse me, that there was a welfare check. But like I briefly brushed on the other night before I was constantly interrupted by my first guest, that excuse me, how do they know that at the end of the day they were told that Shanann could be passed out somewhere in the house? All right, they were told that Shanann was not answering text messages. Shanann wasn't responding to phone calls, text messages, knocks at the door, or anything like that. Now, I'm sorry if this makes me sound bad, but I've watched enough crime shows to know that that's not good. Even in the real world, I know that that's not good. Okay? So my question is, when she was not answering phone calls, when she was not responding to text messages, and when she was not answering the door, and they said, oh, even the cop that was there said, oh, she could be passed out somewhere. Now, let's say, for an example, hang on a sec. Oh, okay. Halan, if again I'm pronouncing your name right, would you happen to have like an easy nickname I can call you for tonight in case you bring up something that's really cool? I want to make sure that I'm saying your name. So I want to say Halan, but again, I'm probably wrong. So I am going to call you Adam, providing that you're a dude. And if you're not, whoops, I'm again so sorry. But like I said, okay, when you see Forensic Files, when you see other shows and stuff, there's still you're still, what do you call it? You see the reenactment of what's going on, and they're still wearing gloves. So my question to you in chat is if they can, as I would say, without being too dramatic about it, if they can waste money by having people wear gloves when they're reenacting a crime scene for a television show, such as 48 Hours, 72. There are so many shows out there. I can't list them all, but 48 Hours and Forensic Files are two that crack me up. Well, not in an insensitive way. It's the fact that there was this crime with this millionaire guy in America, right? Even though it was a reenactment, they said, oh, he hadn't answered his phone and text messages all day. So they went to his house to investigate the cause of this. And then as you see them, they're standing there and they're waiting to go in. And as far as I'm aware, this is a welfare check. Okay. Exactly, Michigan girl. And like a very dear friend of mine said to me, I think it was last night I spoke to her, she said that this tragedy happened before COVID hit. So there was no excuse. There was no glove shortage. Oh, hey, Sharon. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. I should clarify that. I'm so sorry. But like I said, it makes no sense. How is it that in rehearsals? Wow. Okay. I'm in shock with that. Sorry, I just got told there were 15 in chat and it shocks me. But like I said, how is it that they can waste so much money doing a reenactment of a scene, okay, that led to the demise of a young girl, young guy, family, or even the demise of a family pet, okay? And we're talking like an actual, family pet here. And so my question to all of you is, how is it they can afford the gloves to do the reenactment of scenes, and when they do tire impressions, foot impressions, and everything like that? Yes, I love 48 Hours too. It's an awesome show. I absolutely love it. But yeah, so like I said, it doesn't make sense. How is it that they can afford the gloves when they're doing a reenactment of a crime scene, but they can't afford they can afford the equipment to make a tire impression, a foot impression? There was a situation where a guy went to this quiet little country town and he killed an elderly couple. But here's the funny thing though, is the fact that, yeah, I've got to say, Robbie here, this is an honor. Sorry. I find it odd how they show that the stuff to make the impression, and they've even, I can't remember if it was in 48 Hours or Forensic Files, they said that it only costs like $2.50 American to be able to what do you call it, to make a tire impression. That could, they said, for $2.50 it could be the difference between capturing a killer and letting them slip through our fingers. Excuse me. Now, in hearing that, I found that very, very interesting, because why have they never made tire impressions with the tires that were found out the back? Because if you remember correctly, Chris was quick to say there are no cameras out back. So by saying that, was he dropping hints to say, look out the back, considering there are supposed like so many cameras in people's properties? Look out the back for evidence, because there are no cameras out there. Like I don't know about any of you, but when I was a little kid and I would go into a shop, the first thing and I wanted something small from there, first thing I would be doing is sussing out the cameras so I don't get caught. Because I couldn't afford it when I was a kid, so, I'd shoplift. And yes, I'm a thief, I get that, but I was a kid. Who here didn't shoplift when they were a kid? And if you say you didn't, you're kind of lying to everyone in here. But like I said, there were so many inconsistencies, excuse me, with the Chris Ross case. Hello, Scorpion Lady. Like I said, by putting some of the evidence into plastic bags, that in itself was stupid. They said that they found multiple fingerprints on the plastic bags. Now, if that is the case and they found fingerprints on them, how is it that there were so many people that they interviewed about this case, but is Chris Swartz the only one that gave them fingerprints? That's my question to you in chat. So can somebody please, okay, this is when we need Dave G for a little bit, because he'll be able to answer it. Did anybody, apart from Chris, give fingerprints when they were being interviewed? Or were they just interviewed for the sake of being interviewed to make, like, dumbass Rourke look like, he knew what he was doing when in fact he probably didn't? So, okay, hang on a second. Scorpion Lady, did you change your name out of curiosity? No, I don't think you did, actually. Sorry, I am actually... You didn't change your name. Sorry. Yes, exactly, Sharon. Thank you. Sharon, you're a sweetheart for mentioning that on here. Thank you so much, because you've mentioned it on Dave's channel a few times, and I wasn't sure if you'd bring it up here. For those who are not aware what a hoover is, it's a vacuum cleaner. And the fact that Chris would have used that before they came out and did the welfare check, and they never, ever, ever took that in, even if they just took the bag, even if they even if it was one of those bagless ones, they still could have done something to check what was actually in there. Like, I don't know, empty the ingredients into a plastic bag and then sort through it back at the lab. Sorry, I think I might need to sneeze, so give me 1 sec. Oh my God, excuse me. Hello, Lisa. Welcome, and thank you for being here too. But like I said, how is it that was Chris the only person they took fingerprints? But my question now is, did they even take fingerprints from Chris? Because by the time he was arrested, okay, they had, exactly, Sharon. That hoover, aka vacuum cleaner, that definitely would have caught something that, wouldn't normally be caught in an everyday vacuum cleaner. So, but like I said, it just doesn't make any sense how and if, like, they show, I don't know, because they didn't show footage of Chris being fingerprinted, but they did in that Lifetime movie, Confessions of a Killer, which I think was absolutely shit, in the sense that it was so bad for them, because I think that was brought out in January of 2019. I'm really, really sorry if I'm wrong. But at the same time, it was like they only passed away in August 2018. So pretty poor, in poor taste. And the guy who portrayed Chris in that movie, along with Chris, I would like to actually, congratulate him on the fact that he sounded more, as in, like, I'm only saying more as in like a fraction more authentic than the actual Chris. But like I said, can someone explain to me, was Christopher Lee Watts ever fingerprinted? And if so, anyone else that was interviewed, Ronnie included, okay, I'm going to include him in this. Anyone else that was interviewed in person at that Colorado police station, were any of them fingerprinted? Because they said, I'm guessing Chris did, because they said that none of the prints on the garbage bags matched Chris or Shanann. But here's the thing that I find amusing about that, though, is the fact that, okay, they never matched. Oh, hi, Kathy. Welcome to my chat. Thank you, Karen. Welcome to my chat, my dear. She can't type in chat because she's having a few little issues. So if you know of someone that's watching in the background, let me know. Oh, hello, Craig. Put your back into it. Welcome. Thank you. Exactly, Karen. Even in the movies, they wore gloves, yet they never did. Now, here's the funny thing, though, is that gloves were found not, I wouldn't say planted. Okay, thank you. Okay, put your back into it. Now, my question is that was Camel Breath, was she oh, hang on a second. Hang on, who's this? I don't know. But my question is, was she fingerprinted? Okay, thank you, Aussie, and thank you. Put your back into it. I really do appreciate that. The reason I ask, though, and this is going to sound weird, what at the crime scene or at Survey 319, what would have had Chris Watts's fingerprints on them for them to, apart from supposedly failing the lie detector test? My question is, what was actually found at, like I said, at Survey 319 or Saratoga Drive? What was found? What? Ignore the last thing I said. I'm confused. Did I drop the F-bomb again? Yeah, but like I said, okay, his fingerprints were taken. And I appreciate the people being in here not necessarily judging me for that. But yes, so did I, Michigan girl. That's the thing. I find it odd how they found inside out turned gloves, but yet I don't believe they ever took them in as evidence either. And by the time they actually, realized, shit, we realized we forgot some crucial evidence, they would have gone back and, yeah, they would have realized, yeah, that they missed out on a lot of crucial information. But like I said, can someone please explain to me where they would have found, like Chris's fingerprints would have been. Yeah, but that's just it, Craig. We don't know if Chris is responsible for opening those hatches. We don't know 100% certainty that he. Oh, hello, Mr. Moo. I hope you're here for a little while, sweetie. Thank you for being here, and I love you too, darling. But like I said, my question is though, is that yes, thank you, Lisa. Jane the Pain was so busy focusing on, making sure that the dog was like shushed at every turn. Like, I've got so much to say about this. She is. I don't like. Okay, for starters, they brought someone out who wasn't necessarily trained with that particular dog, from what I've heard. You know what I mean? So my question is why would they do that? Why would they give Karen a dog that she's not familiar with and the dog's not familiar with her because of the fact that there was always going to be you know what sucks at the moment is the fact that no one can put me in timeout apart from Van. So if I'm actually saying things that are inappropriate, I apologize, and I'm sure that if Van knows that, yeah, she was a volunteer. Like, I'm sorry, but there's a family. Oh, breathe, breathe, breathe. There's a family that is bloody missing, okay? And yet they send out a volunteer. Whether she was a volunteer in all her other cases, I honestly don't give a shit. And so it comes down to, okay, I don't know what is so awkward. Oh, well, I said about, hey, you're the only one that can tell me out, Ben. Sorry. But it comes down to that, okay, hypothetically again, in my opinion, if his okay, they arrested him before the bodies were found. So no fingerprints were taken inside the house. No evidence that would have given any indication of foul play inside the house was taken in as evidence. The only thing I'm just trying to think, what did they have to compare Chris Watts's fingerprints to? Apart from the fact they did not match the plastic bags that were found at the scene of Survey 319 on that afternoon of when the bodies were found, which I still find very odd that there would have been mud, there would have been all sorts of things found inside on those. Sorry. No, I don't think I don't know. I think they might keep the evidence up until, say, I want to say 2 years, just in case they want to go and you know, basically, I don't know what's the word to use, when they want to. Did they lift prints off on the back? They said they did, Sharon, but I mean, Mrs. Ashman, I'm not sure how you want me to address you. I've always referred to you as Sharon, so I do apologise if you'd rather me call you Miss or Mrs. Ashman. You got to let me know. But like I said, I find it odd how they lifted the fingerprints off the plastic bag, and that's when they came out with that the fingerprints on the bag didn't match Chris or Shanann. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not likely to put a bag over my own head and over my own feet and then roll myself up in a blanket or whatever, or roll myself up in a sheet and then be like, huh, look at that. I did my own crime scene. Woohoo. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I just keep on forgetting to ask people that how they want me to address them. I'm sorry for that. My negligence in that. See, Matt Willis is like, I don't know how he will. I don't know how all of you would like me, like Muffin Dragon Slayer. It comes down to, do you want to be called Muffy or Mrs. Dragon Slayer? See, that's what I mean. It's overwhelming sometimes. And yes, they did a horrible job because while they should have fingerprinted everyone at Survey, in my opinion. I do agree with that one, Lisa. I think they should have fingerprinted everyone at Survey. And like I asked before, did they ever fingerprint anyone else that they interviewed? You know, did they fingerprint NK? Did they fingerprint what's his name? Troy the Toy? Or hey Steve? Or did they do that as a decoy? You know what I mean? Like, you got to ask yourself these kinds of questions, like what actually happened for them to say that his fingerprints didn't match the plastic bags and they were found on Shanann's body. But then I ask myself, if they didn't match, what did they match for apart from failing a lie detector test? What the freaking hell did they what did they match to get Chris Watts killing his entire family? Apart from saying, because you think about it, hey Cheryl Stone, thank you for being here. You know what I mean? Like, where was fingerprints that matched Chris's? Where were they found? Were they found? To say they were found at the house is quite stupid because Chris lived there. Of course, the fingerprints are going to be there. Were the fingerprints found inside Shanann's car? Well, of course they would have been found because she went away for that weekend. Chris was driving her car, you know, to take the girls to the birthday party and all that sort of stuff, which I still to this day have always said to Dave and to other people who will listen, I don't believe they came home that day. Because you think about it, Shanann's dad can't even be sure which day he spoke to them. Was it Saturday he spoke to them? Or was it Sunday he spoke to them? As in, like, was it before dinner or before the party or after the party? He doesn't even bloody know. As much as I have respect, and I'm sorry to say it like that, he can't even be sure when he spoke to his grandkids. So do I, Matt. So do I. They had a cadaver dog, however spelt, and trauma dog. Exactly. Now, here's the funny thing I find amusing about this. Now, when they came in and did the welfare check, or that Poindexter came in and did his welfare check, let's just pretend, every one of you, all right? Whoever's in here, I need you to do this for me if you can, and I'll tell you when you can open your eyes. Everyone close your eyes for a second. All right? I don't know if you've all closed them, so I'll just keep talking in case you guys have. Imagine that you've been arrested for, you know, hurting or the fact that your family is missing. Then in walk these police officers or police officer, and not a single moment is he wearing gloves, but yet he is making sure that he touches everything that could possibly lead to a corruption in the investigation. All right, now open your eyes if you have closed them, and ask yourself, could the whole Colorado police station be completely so, I'm sorry for this, for the person who doesn't like this word, could the Colorado police be so fucked up, again, I'm sorry, that you look at it as that he went through the house. You think about it, every single thing he could possibly touch, apart from what was behind that locked room, he touched without gloves. So could he have been set, like, let's say that Nicole Kessinger's dad has pull in the Colorado police. Did he send that guy in that day to actually corrupt the crime scene, before the crime scene was actually properly investigated as missing people instead of just a welfare check. Because if he went in there and he touched surfaces, or he went in there and touched a door handle or a light switch or a clothing or items that he needed to move out the way, could NK have left that stuff there, right? But by him touching it, he's basically, I want to say, touch DNA. Exactly. He went in there and every single thing that son of a bitch touched, okay, and everything therefore after that they allowed other people to touch, that's the word, thank you, Mr. Moon. They contaminated the crime scene. And I think that was what the mission of allowing him to go in there without gloves, without the proper without the proper attire. He got sent in there to purposely touch things that could have easily been touched by the person who committed these crimes. So I don't know which dog. Oh, yes, that dog. Okay. Jane the Pain was a volunteer. Now, who here in chat, put a 1 if you think, providing there's enough to do this, put a 1 in chat if you think they should have got someone who was actually trained to walk around with that dog and actually done the job thoroughly the first time, or 2, do you think that Jane did a good enough job and, we should just be happy with what she did? So 1, if you're more or less pissed off with the way Jane handled the dog, or 2, they should have got someone else. Scorpion Lady, thank you. Whoa, okay, there's a few. Sorry, it's just that it's weird when you ask something and then it happens. It's just like, shit, this is so awesome. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There's more. Well, at least I know there's more than 5 people in my chat. 7. What did Mr. Moo? Exactly, Steve. Couldn't agree more. What he just wrote then, cops and corruption go hand in hand these days. I agree. But like I said, if Penny Blake, no evidence, no case. CW could have walked if he never done his so-called confession, in my opinion, of course. Oh, Mr. Moo, the question was, 1, if you think that... Oh, shit. Can someone repeat the question? Because I think it was 1, if you think that they should have got someone else and a different dog to do the investigating with Jane, or 2, if you think that Jane did an absolutely fantastic job. Penny Blake, no evidence, no case. CW could have walked if he never done his so-called confession, in my opinion, of course. Agreed. I think personally, I'm not defending Chris and I'll never defend him. But in a way, I feel like, okay, the ones have it. Thank you so much. Hello, Cindy Hoist. I don't think I've seen you in here before, but welcome. I may have, and I'm sorry if I have, and I've just forgotten. Muffy wrote, I think the girls went home from the birthday party. I think someone picked them up Sunday night. All right, Steve. Can we post it if I'm seeing you tonight, though? But like I said, I don't know, because what did they actually? I can't even speak. I keep coming back to this, if his fingerprints and Shanann's fingerprints, like I said, I don't think Shanann's likely to put a bag over her own head and over her own feet and then wrap herself up in a fitted sheet and go, now take me wherever. I believe in my heart of hearts that if the fingerprints didn't match what was found on... Yes, I think that's what happened to Mr. Moo. I do believe that Jane wanted to be more involved on the police side of things, like the cop work and all that. And the fact that she's walking, when she's in the house, she's all like, oh, this house is just so clean. And then I thought to myself, when I first heard that, I thought that's a really odd thing to say. But then I remembered, don't forget that Bella and Cece also had health issues. So they probably had to live in, like, pretty much a really clean house, like free of dust and all that sort of stuff, because I did have breathing issues, I think. So that's probably why the house was, as they call, immaculately clean, because they had to keep it that way for the same, for the health of the girls. But like I said, considering that neither Shanann's or Chris's fingerprints were found on the plastic bag, I will ask everyone in here to try and give an opinion, like try and be patient while I go through some of them. But I'll read the first 5 of the people's opinion if I read them out loud. Oh, thank you, Cindy. That's really awesome that you found me through Save Robbie. I actually feel honoured that that's happened. Thank you. Okay, back to what I was saying is that what was I going to say? Yeah, where would they have found Chris's, apart from his lame ass confession? Yes, put your back into it. I agree. The bag is definitely completely irrelevant. Now, what I'm going to be asking all of you, if you can, think about this for a little bit, if you can. Where was Chris's DNA found in order to get a charge on him, apart from him admitting that he killed the girls and Shanann eventually? Where did they find evidence to back it up? Kathy, what are you doing, my dear? Kathy, can you resend, please? That's from Karen, not me. That's Karen. But like I said, it's just, where did they find Chris's DNA in order to be able to? Okay, where did they find his DNA? To actually, apart from a hollow by saying, because he was told he failed the lie detector test, so Chris felt like he had no choice to confess to what he did or didn't do. Now, the thing is, where was his fingerprints found at either crime scene to get a conviction? Where is that? I'm sorry, but the judge needs his fucking head examined if he thinks that by Chris saying, oh, okay, I killed the girls because she killed Shanann. That was his first confession, keep in mind, and I'm sorry if that sounds horrible, but that was his confession. Oh, I killed her because, I wanted to get payback for what she did to the girls, so to speak. But here's the amusing thing with that. Hi, Angelina. Angela, sorry. I'm going to call you Angelina. I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay. There was a roll of bags taken for compare. Hey, think for yourself. Okay, Megan, welcome. I just find it, okay, there's a roll of bags. Okay, that's a good thing, right? But keep in mind, Karen, is the fact that the fingerprints and DNA and whatever that was found on the bags that were found at Survey did not match Chris Watts or Shanann. That's what I'm getting at, not being disrespectful about putting it like that. And exactly, Mr. Moo. Chris was never drug tested. And I do believe that if they did a thorough, I want to say a thorough medical on him, they would have found things in his system that would actually shock even the Queen. As in, hello, I'm Queen Elizabeth. That Queen, not as in, hello, I'm Freddie Mercury. Not that one, but the one that, yeah. Some of my family friends call me Angelina. No worries, Tammy doll. I've been called worse. So have I. Hi, Penny Blake. I think I said that to you earlier, but I can't remember. I'm sorry. But like I said, where was Chris's fingerprints found at the house, or not the house, we'll say at Survey 319, that gives them the right to say that he is, apart from a hollow confession, to say he's 100% guilty of all crimes. No fingerprints could have been taken from the girls because of the skin slippage, and I'm sorry, I should have put a warning with that. You know, it just yes, you're always welcome in my chat, Megan, if that's okay to say. No, I can't even put into words how stupid the people at Colorado Police Station are. Now, if I lived in America, I could actually be in a lot of shit for saying that. But because I live in Australia, I honestly don't care what they can do to me, because what are they going to try and do? Sue me for my DVD collection? Well, they're all crappy. Well, they're not crap, but they're like, I have all of Jaws, so they can have that. I have a lot of TV shows on DVD as well. I have a few things here and there that they might be able to sue me for that stuff. So, best of luck. But seriously, where were what were his fingerprints? Okay, his fingerprints didn't match the plastic bag. So what else did they use? Yes. Um, and exactly, Craig B. The thing is, he confessed, but if later on down the track he didn't take the plea deal, it wouldn't have gone to trial. It would have gone to trial, and they would have needed evidence to convict him. Exactly. And that's what I'm asking everyone in here now to help me out. Where did they find his fingerprints on Shanann? Where did they find his fingerprints on the girls? Where did he find his fingerprints on the latches at the Survey 319? Where did they find his fingerprints on the shovel or the rake that Oh, okay. Yeah, because thank you, Megan. Is it Megan or Megan? There we go. I'm doing that name thing again. Because when I've seen TV shows and they say, because over here in Australia we go Megan, but over there it can be basically Megan or Megan. So if you don't mind Megan, then I'm ecstatic with that. If you don't mind, if you want Megan, then that's fine too. Exactly. Thank you, Megan. What if Chris did decide to appeal? Why would they stop investigating? Because I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this again. Hang on. Angela, are you okay? Okay. The reason they didn't keep investigating Megan, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful and talk like I'm some kind of bad person saying this, and I'll say this only one last time, and I apologize in advance to everybody for this. The reason they stopped investigating is because they're fucking idiots. Okay? So I'm sorry for saying the F bomb to people who are sensitive to that word. But, okay, cool. Thanks, Megan. Yeah. Oh my God. Sorry. I love how Van sends me little messages here and there, and she goes, I don't mean to freak you out. It's like, really? Did a good job, love. Thank you. But like I said, excuse me, it just doesn't make any sense. What did they compare his fingerprints to? Anywhere. Someone, please help me understand. Yep, Mr. Moo, agree. 6 hours to find him guilty and shut down entire crime scene. Say what? How is that done? Okay, it's because the Colorado police that investigated this, along with the ones that investigated the John Bonet case, they were so eager to get a conviction and so easy to make sure that dumbass dork, for those who don't know who that is D.A. Rourke. Sorry, I have to call people names sometimes. Exactly. Oh, what? I'll never understand. He did. Okay, when he was talking to his dad actually said to him, "We need to get you a lawyer." And when they did that, Tammy Lee and whatever that guy's name is, they raced back in there like a bullet of a gate, and then left him alone in the room for quite a significant amount of time. Thank you. Oh, dumbass rock. Sorry, that's Dio. They left him alone in that room. They allowed his dad to go in there. He allowed himself to. Okay, I never heard anything about taking prints. This is by Cindy Cindy. Never heard anything about taking prints. They all convinced that Chris did this all by himself. I think it was about the money, a confusion. Don't have to spend thousands on a case. Exactly. They couldn't even spend $8 on a box of bloody gloves, for crying out loud. I'm sorry, I'm going to continue finding that horrific that they never wore gloves. They never took tire impressions or anything like that, you know. Excuse me, and it makes me quite angry that they didn't do that. Oh shit, Angela, hang on. Oh yeah, I'm just struggling today. Had a chest infection for months and months, and infusion flares it up. I need the antibiotics every 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm going around in circles, just trying and tiring and frustrating. I'm so sorry to hear that, Angela. I really am. I hope that, you know, it continues to get, I hope it gets better. But please promise me if it continues to get worse, I know this is going to be weird, please go to the hospital. It's going to sound strange saying that, but, you know, please do. Because at the hospital, they might be able to give you antibiotics that say the chemist can't. So, yeah. Okay, I've been advised to basically stop snoring, yawning, but it's just a bit difficult because sometimes it's just, yeah, it's all good. What was I going to say? Yeah, so if someone can tell me, okay, I'm not, I feel bad because Angela's not well and I feel bad. Hang on. I hate moaning. There's folk going through worse. I just need to give myself a kick up the ass. Yeah, well, don't do it too hard though, Angela, because it might hurt. All right, back to what I was saying. Now, can anyone please help me? And I'm serious when I say this, okay? Would you be able to tell me where they found Chris's fingerprints? Because you can't tell me they found them at the house because that's a given. Chris lived there. So, of course, they would have found his prints at the house. So, if someone can tell me where at Survey I'm sorry, just go with a sip of water. If someone can tell me where they found Chris's fingerprints in order for him to be convicted of 3 separate murders, I would love to know. Yeah, but whereabouts at Survey, Muffy? Because if you remember correctly, they never mentioned where they found Chris's prints. Okay, chat's going a little bit fast for me because I've just put it down for just a second. Yeah, but if you're having any kind of breathing issues, Mr. Moose, sometimes breathing, sometimes laughing can actually be quite bad. But I'll do what I can to cheer Angela up for tonight. Okay, let's have a little quick question for everybody. Oh wow, that's a long. Far out. It's a long time. Whew, far out. Brussels sprout. Wow. Or unreal banana peel. Take your pick, whichever you prefer. Yeah, but like I said, I just find that from what I can gather, they did not do that. Hang on, they didn't have that. That was the point. Chris taking the bodies to Survey and leaving all the items out in the open so it would lead back to him. I don't believe he took them there that morning of when he was putting stuff in his truck. I don't believe that he put them in his truck. As in, I don't believe he put Shanann, Bella, Cece into the truck. If I say truck again, I am going to want to headbutt myself because, yeah, it's quite annoying. So, but like I said before, where was his fingerprints found at Survey? Okay, hypothetically, let's say that they were found on the latches. I can't remember who said that before, but let's say you're right, that they were found on the latches. Where were the fingerprints of Chris's on Shanann? Were his fingerprints found on her body to indicate? Thank you, Lisa. Was that even possible? Were his fingerprints found on Shanann at all? Yes. Yeah. So, can anyone tell me, were Shanann's fingerprints found anywhere? Oh, Shanann's. Were Chris's fingerprints found anywhere on her body to indicate that Chris killed her? Were any of his fingerprints found on any of her clothing? Were Chris's fingerprints found on her skin? Oh, that's right. They wouldn't know that because they didn't do the proper test to find out. And yes, the medical, yeah, there you go. And the medical records are sealed. Now, here's what I don't understand, okay? Apparently, Chris is the one that has requested that the medical information gets sealed. Now, if that is the case, does that mean that it's even sealed to law enforcement or detectives or the FBI or anything like that? Because I'm not, or is it just sealed to the public? Yes, thank you, Van. But no, I'm serious though. Like, where were Chris's fingerprints found anywhere on Shanann's body to indicate that he is the one that killed her? Because I remember once again watching those forensic shows when they find, like, did they do a like? Yes, okay, I understand. Oh, oh, thank you, Lisa. Okay, is that, like I said, is that just Lisa? Sorry to be a pain, sweet, but is that sealed to everyone or is that just sealed to the public? You would think so, wouldn't you, Megan? You'd think he lost all rights to have that. Like, I'm sorry, but if I was married and then my husband killed me and then would want me and then has any kind of rights to say, well, I want, she was away yeah, exactly. And but the thing is though, she showered to get the airport smell off her. You know, like, I would love more than anything to speak to that dumbass Rawkins dork and say to him, okay, do you think it's fair to let Chris have any say on what happens to his wife and his kids' medical records, considering the fact that they would not have these records about their untimely death if it wasn't for that son of a bitch annihilating them or having an affair, and then the mistress feeling as though that she has no, what do you call it? She has no other choice, so to speak. So, if anyone in here can get a hold of Dave G, please do, and tell him to get his butt in here for like 5 minutes because I am actually trying to figure out what actually, where were Chris's fingerprints actually found. No, I don't think it is. I think that, but Megan, if those who are just listening, Megan just wrote the word fair is not in Rourke's. His name's okay. She calls him Rourke, but I'll call him a dork. The word fair is not in Dork's dictionary, aka Rourke's. Oh, okay. The government sealed stuff when they got a cover up for elites. So why seal this case? Sus and confessing straight away to a crime when cops don't have evidence. Blackmail fear. Agreed, 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 agreed. And I think it's absolutely messed up. That's normally not the word I would use, but I will use messed. I'll use the phrase messed up. But like I said, I don't understand how or where, and I'll keep saying this, and I'm so sorry to keep repeating myself, guys, but that's what I don't understand. Where did they find Chris's fingerprints to tie him to this case, considering that the plastic bags that were there at Survey, right? Oh, okay. Well, can someone tell Dave G I have him a cake? Oh, thanks, man. Yes, at Tammy Wells, you didn't provide cake. That's why he isn't here. Oh, shit. I didn't provide cake. Okay. So a tear is falling and another tear, like actual tears, because I'm laughing so much. But like I said, I'll get back into chat in a sec. I just find if they had no fingerprints of Chris's at the site, because I'm going to, like I said, I'm excluding the house here. If they had no fingerprints of Chris's at the site, or, well, we can't really say that because I'm pretty sure he ever worked at Survey 319? Goodbye. Survey 319 once before. Yes, I do too, but we can't get that here. Oh, shit. No, I don't have. Van, help me. I don't have cake. Can you put a few pictures of cake or something in chat? And then people can enjoy their cake. But like I said, I just find if there are no fingerprints of his, how is it that they're able to get a conviction? And that judge, he might have done a good job and all the rest of it, but if he was able to, oh, Angela, that's probably why when Harry Potter got his first wand, and it was all exciting and things broke, because that's probably how Chris felt when he found out that, NK used to have her own magic wand. Oh, yum, Sharon, you're making me hungry. But I'm not going to worry about anything just yet. But like I said, thank you, Megan. They probably were found all over NK's cake. Her bumped cake, you know. But no, but like I was saying, like, where was his fingerprints found? And okay, can anyone answer me this? Apart from on the Monday morning, had Chris been to Survey? And if so, how many times was he? Yes, so talk about cake, please. Now, my question is that how many times prior to that Monday morning had Chris gone to Survey? Hello, Matt. So, Matt, would you be able to help research that by any chance? How many times had Chris been to Survey before the Monday of August 13th? Can anybody please answer that? Yes, please let me try and stay focused on topic, guys, because I really, really want to try and do a show where I'm not distracted by anything. Michigan girl, I'm in Australia, sweet. So without saying I'm not trying to be mean when I say this. I can't actually get a hold of his GPS. No, it's all right, man. No, it's not your fault. Relax, doll. Yes, Muffy, I agree with that too. I reckon she was taken when the girls were taken elsewhere, and she was taken out back because it's very. I'll still say this till I'm blue in the face. Why would Chris make it abundantly clear that, yeah, if Chris, yeah, agreed. But what I'm saying is, okay, thank you, Craig. The thing I felt like, I'll keep saying this till I'm blue in the face. I don't understand when they say about how, oh, those sheep fibers found in well, it's only 8 degrees here. Oh, it's freezing. So, okay, I'm going to listen to Craig with that when he goes, not certain, but I imagine many times. All right. Okay. Uh, Not yet, Angela, because I try and, okay, here's the thing with my Facebook page, I don't mind people posting things on there from other creators. But in saying that, when I do talk Chris Watts, I tried doing my own spiel on it and not. I know this is going to sound bad considering I'm always in Seeking the Truth with Dave's channel, but it comes down to that I try and do and have my own opinion. I knew you meant Zav girl, Angela. It's okay, though. It comes down to that I try and for about a week or two, I go into support Dave and stuff and monitor his chat. That's fine, but I try not to, go into say too much invest as I listen to what they say. But then if I'm going to be doing a live like I am now, I try and not listen to key parts where I know that that's a topic that I want to be able to touch on when I do my channel. Because, say, for example, if Dave and I both came out with, something and it was exactly the same, and we had the exact same theories, this exact same outlook, and everything like that, I can almost guarantee it that there would not be, I don't know how many people are in chat now, but so let's say there are 8 people in here, okay? There's no way in the world that you 8 people that are in here and beyond, you would not want to go into, say, Seeking the Truth with Dave. So, like, okay, Megan, would you want to go into Dave's channel and then come in here and then hear exactly the same thing that you've heard on another channel? And when I say exactly the same, I mean word for word. And Muffy, I'm sure you'd be the same. Van, I'm sure you'd be the same. Michigan girl, Sharon Ashman, I'm sure all of you would like to be able to come into channels where every single opinion that is from, say, Seeking the Truth with Dave, Mia, Zavgo, all them that I do admire, say, Robbie, I admire every single one of those people I mentioned. And what happens is that I want to be able to feel as though when I'm on my channel, I can actually give my opinions and it's not necessarily tarnished by somebody else's. So I will watch Zav Girl. That's fine. It just comes down to that. My opinion of this case is that it's very messed up, and like I said, I try not to watch other channels when I'm going to be discussing a case or discussing something. Like I'll go get information from, say, a YouTube channel if I need to be able to know how to pronounce something. So yeah, I just think that it comes down to that. That's what I do when I do my own channel, is the fact that I want it to be my opinion and not an opinion of said somebody else. So, because like I said, I don't think anyone would want to come in here if my opinions were exactly the same as Megan's or, or Dave's. So I try and have my opinion, which is, say, different from Dave's and stuff. So it's all good. Yeah, but like I said, Chris's fingerprints were found nowhere at Survey that wouldn't, or better still, nowhere on Shanann, because he said in his first confession he killed Shanann. All right, because she killed the girls. Now, if anyone is still, I'm not sure if I've asked you this before, Megan. I'm not sure if I've asked you this before. Anyone else in here who has their own channel, but I'll ask this: okay? Chris's baby monitors, were they color? Were they in black and white? Because, thank you, Sharon. That's what I'm saying, is that I do believe that that if Chris's fingerprints were found on Shanann, fine. Because if she, okay, here's the funny thing as well that you guys might think this might sound a bit strange. If Shanann was killed by strangulation, right, wouldn't those fingerprints that would have been found around her neck from when Chris did the said crime, by putting a bag over her head when he did that, wouldn't he somehow found a way to then preserve those fingerprints by doing that? You know? I like to think my channel's different, Sharon. I like to think that when I come on here and I'm, joined by Van, or I'm joined by, Dave, or other people that join me normally on a regular basis and stuff. I tried to go alone tonight to see how I would go. And hopefully hopefully we're all good, because I'm hoping that, you guys have taken something away from this live, because like I said, if Chris arrested, if Chris strangled her and then decided to put a bag over her head, wouldn't the fingerprints in some way, they might have been a little bit damaged, and then the people at the forensic lab might have had to actually do some actual work to find if there was any fingerprints around Chris's neck, because you can't, okay, did he wear gloves when he did it? Who knows? Oh, okay. Well, I'll see if I can stomach to watch it, but I think after this chat, I'm going to heat up some dinner, and because it's a bit late, but still, shit happens. Wasn't there 2 sets of fingerprints on Shanann's bag that weren't Chris or Shanann's? Craig B, I'm not 100% sure if that was Shanann's bag that had those fingerprints, or it was the garbage bags that had 2 sets of fingerprints on them but didn't match either Chris or Shanann. So that's why I am saying to you, if that was the case and they found no fingerprints on any bag, but let's just say the thing that I find very interesting about that is that when Shanann was found, why weren't I can't even put into words how angry this makes me. Yes, the plastic bags were on Shanann, but here's the thing. The moment those results came back that the fingerprints on those bags, okay, did not match Chris or Shanann, that's when they should have gone, sorry, I'm going to imitate Rourke here because, he's whatever you want to call him. Not a nice person. I'm trying to be nice and say what I'm not thinking, but I'll stick with the lie that I'm going to say, not a nice person. So, like I said, okay, I've got to go back up and chat, but no one's answered it. Okay, that's a good thing. Were the baby monitors in black and white or in color? Can somebody try and help me understand that? Because then, if you guys help me understand that, it will help me go on with my next statement. Because DA Pork, love it. Too bad his name wasn't D.O. Rourke, because then we can go, don't overcook pork. Oh, Matt, we've got to call him that. We'll call him D.A. Pork, but done awesomely pork. Yes, agreed, Geraldine. Yes, I agree with that. Oh, hang on, sorry. Lisa did reply to that. Sorry, give me one sec, guys. I can't actually find it, so give me a sec. I'll get the thumbs up part. Sorry, guys, just give me one sec. I can't find it, Lisa. Would you please be able to repost her? Sorry. I oh, sorry, Lisa. I can't find it, sweet. Can you, like I said, can you please repost it? Because, I think, oh, there you go. No, you don't need to. I found it. I think black and white, but not sure. Okay. Is there anyone? Okay. Thank you, Lisa. Now, is there anyone that would know, though? Sorry, because I'm always, yes, dumbass dork. Yeah. Because what I find very amusing is the fact that if they were black and white, no, how would he know that one of the girls was blue by just looking at the monitor? And from what I've researched myself is the fact that for someone to start changing color, as in going blue, they would have to be deceased for at least, I think, 7 or anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. I think. I may need to research that again, but I'm pretty sure it's longer than it was for, yeah. It makes absolutely no sense at all. But as I was going to say is that I'm going to be wrapping this chat up soon, but not for a little, like in about half an hour. So if you are wanting to talk about what your theories are, please feel free to. And if I'm not saying I will, because I did say the other through my last live that this would be an exclusive, that I won't be talking about this, very often, or like the last one would be my first and last. But hey, we've gone over that now. But I'll put it to you guys now. That's in chat. Hang on. I'm not sure, Halan. Okay. Okay. Now I will be joined by Van when I do this, though, that if she's still comfortable with it, when we do a part 2 of those conspiracies and stuff like that. But I will ask all of who's in chat now. Press 1 if you want me to go to that for my next live, or 2 if you would like me to continue talking about Chris Watts a bit more, because I want to do what my subscribers want. So, like I said, 1 in chat if you want me to continue with Chris Watts, or 2 if you want me to do the conspiracy. Or if you have a totally different opinion, please let me know, because I wouldn't be here if you guys weren't here supporting me. So I do want to have your oh, okay. Van, I don't think 5 was an option, honey. I'm sorry, but I don't think it was. uh okay, thank you, Karen. Oh, thank you, Angela. That's really beautiful. Thank you. I just want to make you okay. So, all right, Van, 1 if you want. At the end of the day, I want to make you guys feel as though that what I talk about and what I don't talk about and stuff like that. Because I'll be honest with all of you, I was very hesitant about doing this on my own. I was worried that I wouldn't have many people in here to hear what I have to say about Chris Watts. But like I said, I would like it if okay. I reckon that I'll do a mixture, but I don't know when my next live will be. This was actually quite spontaneous after a phone call I had with a dear friend last night or early this morning. Yeah. Oh, no worries, Karen. Um, Hi Martina, how you doing? Thanks for joining, sweet. But like I said, it just none of it makes any sense at all because not like the plastic bags, they had no fingerprints that matched Shanann or Chris. But here's the thing: they may have matched. Okay, they took the garbage bags that were found in his car and wanted to do a comparison. But the thing I don't get is when they found that there was no match at all of Chris's or Shanann's fingerprints on the garbage bags that were found at the site. And at that stage, they would have known, sorry, in that stage, they would have known that Chris was having an affair. Yeah, well, I do believe that. So, what I'm getting at is that how is it that they didn't think, huh, son of a bitch, we better fingerprint the girlfriend just as a precaution? Oh, well, hang on a second. Her dad had Paul in the police department, and that's why that when she was questioned, her fingerprints were never taken. Oh, that's right. Because, Nicole Kessinger, basically can get away with it. I will talk about the Chris Watts if my sidekick and my savior, known as Van, is comfortable listening to more Chris Watts stuff, then I will talk Chris Watts. Because at the end of the day, guys, like I said before, in other lives, I'm trying to raise money to get myself a laptop so I can do my own StreamYard and everything like that, and I can, give Van back her live stream, and then she can basically start her own channel. So if you can help me by helping me get my laptop, you're not only helping me with that, you're also helping Van start her channel. So I beg of you, please, I'm not going to beg. I do ask of you, Van, can you drop the link one more time for tonight? And it's also in the description on Facebook, my PayPal account and everything like that. But like I said, by helping me get my laptop, you're not only helping me, you're also helping Van so she can take back her StreamYard and I'm not having to I wouldn't s- I was I'll still rely on her because she's absolutely incredible with what she does, but I don't want her missing out on. Thank you, Penny Blake. I don't want her missing out on what she wants for herself in order to help me. Yes, or you can be like Van and press 5, which makes no sense. But thank you. Like I said, thank you, Penny. That's really sweet. But like I said, if you guys can donate anything at all to help me get my laptop, that would be so incredible. Because like I said, by then I could give Van back her StreamYard and she can start her channel. She can actually start doing what she wants to do and not have it continuously put on the back burner because she's helping me. And oh, hello, Seeking the Truth with Dave. But yeah, but like I said, if his fingerprints were not found on the bags or not found on the hatches, because as far as I'm aware, I don't think, from the moment that he found out that they were, the police found that they girls and Shanann were there, I don't think they dusted for prints. They didn't. It's it's crap. And so basically, what then happened is the fact that okay, tell me where was his fingerprints found? Because I'll keep saying this. If anyone wants to use this on their channel, feel free, but give me some credit for it though, please. It comes down to the fact that if Shanann had the plastic bags over her head and over her feet or wherever they were, that would have preserved a partial print. And because of touch DNA, the print could have easily gone from where Chris supposedly choked her. That would have somehow been on the bag. But from memory, Shanann wasn't actually found with bags. Oh, yes, Dave brought cake. It's up to him. Yes, they were found. Oh, my God. But what I'm saying is I'm not reading that out, Dave. Van, can you highlight Dave's comment so then I don't have to read it out? The one that's after where you wrote, Lisa Donahue, love heart, your chick. Can you please highlight seeking the truth with Dave's comment so then I don't have to read that? Thank you, darling. It's like magic. But like I said, and I'm being serious when I say this, where were his fingerprints found on Shanann? Because they weren't found, as far as I'm aware, they weren't found on Shanann. And now that I've got Seeking the Truth with Dave here, Dave, I've got to ask you a question. Were the baby monitors in colour or black and white? Why are you saying sorry, Lisa? Oh, bringing up cake again. It's okay. We're wrapping things up soon anyway, so it's all good. We might as well have a little bit of a laugh here when you can. It's all good. But but like I said, I just find it very, 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 very interesting. So that's what I'm going to try and get Van to do now when people come in here and say things that might, if I say it out loud, it might make me laugh so much that I actually snort. So I'll just okay, thank you. Okay, so that answers the question that I've been wanting to know for ages now. I think I did ask Dave that ages ago as well, but the baby monitor was in colour. So, but also if the if what do you call it? If it was in fact in colour, did it have a night vision? Hi, Slick Selena. Hello. Yeah, so that's what I want to mean. Like, could you see at night, like clearly, what was going on in Scotland? Hey, what? Am I missing something? Yes, Craig. He started religion. NK follows. Oh, okay. Yeah, but like I said, I don't understand how they could have found his fingerprints when, as far as we know, they never did any testing for fingerprints on Shanann when she was found. Okay, my next live will be, how does this sound? For my next live, I'll do 50-50. No, actually, my next live, because I take a breather from Chris Watts, because sometimes it can get so exhausting. I don't know how Dave does it as often as he does, but for me, it can get quite draining. So my next live will probably be like conspiracies and all that sort of stuff. And then in a couple of days or weeks after that, I'll do more Chris Watts. But like I said, how is it that no fingerprints were found on Shanann's body that showed that it was Chris? The only thing that they've got to say it was Chris was his confession. And Tammy Lee, no doubt, lying by saying he failed the lie detector test, because that's, as far as I know, that was never released to the public. There are so many things that are not released to the public. And then, like, thanks to Dave and Save Robbie helping me with this part, I respect both sides of the fence, so both families, I should say, sorry. And it comes down to the fact that, I've got my point now. It's basic, yeah, both sides of the conundrum. And I don't understand how they would not want justice. Now, I'm here for the right reasons. I'm here for the reasons that, like, Dave is here and a few other creators that are still talking about this. We all want justice. We all want the same thing. So, okay. Yeah, but the thing, Slick Selena, by doing that, okay, like I said in my last live, is the fact that if you've got acrylic nails, like Shanann did, you wouldn't be able to, as far as I know, depending on what style she had at the time of her death, you're not able to draw skin cells out of the, well, you might, but there's certain things that you wouldn't be able to do. And yeah, I just find it very, very odd. And like I said, I don't understand how, yeah, no fingerprints were found on Shanann. Because in all the years, okay, I'm getting acrylics in a couple of weeks. So what I'll do is I'll do a live video and I will show that you cannot actually physically draw blood from someone when you're wearing acrylics. Unless you have them that... I know, Dave, I said that you were here for the right reasons. Relax, doll. It's all good. Oh, okay. Angela just wrote, Tammy, you can give good bruise looking scratch, but not draw blood. Hang on. Nope, unless it's yourself. Trust me, I do it all the time. What? Ben, I'm going to have to speak to you after this live, honey, because I seriously do not understand what you mean by that, darling. When was that, Sharon? I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Sharon. Yeah, okay, this is something that I promised myself I wouldn't talk about on this channel, but I'm going to. If you're here to support me because you want to... Okay, I don't mean this to sound as bitchy as it's going to sound, but I'm done with the Chris Watt stuff for just by today, but I will come back and talk about him soon. How to put this? Okay, if you're here to find content out and then go and talk about me or anything I say behind my back and try and make me look bad or anything like that, please don't come back to my next live. Okay? Because with all the trolling and all the bullshit that's going on in YouTube land and going on in the real world these days, I don't need YouTube to add to that drama, because at the end of the day, we're all the people that are talking true crime. They're here for the right reasons. When, like, there are very, very few people, due to my past, which I won't go into, I find it incredibly hard to trust. And I find it very, very hard to tell people that I care about them without them thinking that I want something from them. Now, if you're one of those people that I have actually said to that I trust, please know that that to me is bigger than the words I love you. Okay? Because I have been hurt. Oh, boy, have I been hurt. But the point I'm making is that there are so many people out there in YouTube that are so hell-bent on trying to destroy another channel, another person, that it makes them look really bad. I'm trying not to swear. So, if anything, if you're going to be... Okay, I can't read what Dave wrote. I'm not really in chat. Hang on. The people who support you, Tammy, are my supporters. Please have faith in them. I have faith in everybody. But what I'm saying is that if I have you on panel, or I you know, if I, like I said, for me to say I love somebody in my lame way by saying I trust them, or if I see that someone is hurting at any point or anything like that, I'm guilty of doing this quite often, is the fact that I don't message them to see if they're okay. I ring them to see if they're okay, because I know that words on a screen at the end of the day, to me, don't really give me, well, they don't keep my mind at ease, put it to this way. Hang on a second, I've got a cough. I just went into chat without taking myself off mute. Nothing's wrong. I'm just... I'm at the point where it's like we're all working for the same goal, the ones that are still talking about this case all these years later. And I just think that instead of going against each other, we need to work for a common goal. And at the end of the day, even if you've only ever talked about Chris Watts on your channel once, or you've just brushed on it. Yes. And I just think that it hurts when I know that the people I care about are hurting too. And I hate, and when I use the word hate, I am what do you call it? I hate the fact that with every person, like, and I'm not just saying this because he's in here, so don't think I am. It's like when Seeking the Truth with Dave is upset, which I won't go into because it's not my story to tell, but when he's upset, when Van's upset, when Karen's upset, or someone else that I care about is upset, I feel as though that if I can't be there for them, I'm letting them down, and I absolutely hate that. And I hate the fact that when I see there are stupid, crabby old ladies or stupid wannabe other morons in the YouTube community attacking someone that I genuinely care about, who is like a brother, an uncle, and a best friend all rolled into one. I'm guessing you can all figure out who that is. When he's hurting, and I know he's got his partner, so I'm not saying he doesn't have support because he does. But when I see messages that I've seen today, like in the wee hours of this morning that I saw, I was in tears before I actually rang him, because I hate the fact that he is one of my best friends and I treasure him to the moon and back, and I can't be there for him. I can't say something that's going to make him laugh, to even if it's for a few seconds, get his mind off the bullshit that people are out there saying about him. And I hate that. And I hate the fact that excuse me, I hate the fact that I feel like I am failing people my entire life, because when they're upset, I can't do anything to help them. You know what I mean? And it sucks. And it hurts. And it breaks my heart because I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? And I feel bad when I hear that the person on the YouTube circuit who has his own channel is hurting. I can't do anything. But I can make a stand on my channel by saying that if you know who I'm talking about and you see that low life piece of swamp scum in my chat, please let one of my mods know so they can be removed immediately and blocked. If you see that swamp scum in my chat. Anyway, I'm going to just finish off this and wrap it up. I try. But like I said, I just think that my next live, I'll stay on topic more. But like I said, I just want to be able to have people know that. Oh, thank you, Karen. All right, so I will leave it there. And just remember there'll be a night where if you need to or want to talk about anything, we can. And in the meantime, if you see someone that is hurting, reach out. Don't be afraid of what they're going to be, what their reaction's going to be. Don't be afraid of anything, because at the end of the day, if you could just make a difference in someone's life for 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, 5 decades, it doesn't matter. If you can make a difference in someone's life by just telling them that you care, my way of showing people that I care is to tell them that I trust them. And that's a lot for me, because my trust has been broken so much. Lifeline, yes. If you're only listening to this and you do need help here in Australia for any kind of mental health issues that you are having or anything like that, please reach out to Lifeline on 13 11 14, which is 131114. They're available 24/7. Line and everything you discuss with them is confidential. Yeah, exactly, Angela. The best gift you can give someone is your time, and I couldn't agree more. And I want every single person that is in here tonight supporting me. I want you all to know that you are amazing and you are important, and your opinions matter. And it doesn't matter how small you think your opinion might be. It might be the opinion that changes every single person's opinion. Now, again, when I started talking about true crime, I never thought in a million years I'd have more than 5 people in a live stream. And from what I've been told, there's more than that today. So, yeah, Lifeline in Australia again is 131114. In America, it is Lifeline in the US is 1-800, so 1800 273 8255, or the email is http, which I don't think you put in there anyway, but suicide prevention lifeline.org. All right. So just remember though, no matter how hard life gets, yeah, exactly. And exactly, Dave. Always ask someone, are you okay? It could save a life. I wouldn't, I just would say now that I'd be lost without the people I have in my life. Sorry, I've got to put myself back on mute. Give me a sec. Coughing. And I don't think it was appropriate to cough on camera because I've been told not to. I'm here for every single one of you that needs support. Oh, okay. Apparently I can go for a little bit longer, and I was I was just wrapping everything up. But I'll talk. Okay, I'll go back and I'll start talking about Chris Watts a bit more, because if I keep talking the way I was, I will actually start crying, and I'm not going to be one of those people who, you know, cries in front of people I don't know. But congratulations to the people who can, because I can't. It was like, oh no, don't be Muffy. At the end of the day, whatever has broken me has, I see it as that whether I've been hurt or whether I was brought up with a privileged life, my life, good or bad or indifferent, has actually made me the person I am today. So if I hadn't gone through half the shit I have, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys now. Oh, you too, Sharon. Thank you. I will always, yeah, but like I said, back to the Chris Watts crap, because if I keep talking about that, I will. Thank you, Angela. I just don't want to bawl my eyes out because that'd be embarrassing. But it comes down to that when it comes to Chris, no fingerprints were taken from Shanann. And back to the bags, I'm sorry, but I still don't understand how they say that none of the fingerprints that were found on the bag matched the truth with the, yes. The fingerprints that were found on the bag did not match Shanann's, did not match Chris's. But if they did not match them, what were they investigating? Like, I'm sorry, but what were they investigating in order for them to say, oh, me being, dumbass Rourke? Let me think for a second. The fingerprints don't match the victim or the husband, but you know what? We're not going to take fingerprints from anybody else in this case. No, 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 no. And like I said, whether it was a welfare check or not, yes, agreed, Dave. When it comes down to it, I still believe the reason that none of those dumbass cops, if you want to call them that, wore gloves the morning of or the afternoon of when they did the welfare check is because of the fact that they were there to contaminate the scene, because NK's fingerprints would have been everywhere in that house. Okay. And that the reason that they went in there to contaminate the crime scene, in my opinion, is to basically remove anything that indicated that NK was there. Thank you, Sharon. So I don't understand. So how is it that that was even possible that they didn't do that? Yeah. So why did that happen? Exactly, Slick Selena. Those blue gloves in the bedroom could have been the key. I agree. So it comes down to how come nothing was done. Like I said, excuse me, the fingerprints weren't taken. That's a given. From, sorry. I have no idea what that sound was. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Sharon. That means a lot, sweetheart. Thank you. Okay. As I was saying, that noise, I'm so sorry. Well, what was I saying? Shit. Yeah, about how the fingerprints didn't match Shanann or Chris, but they didn't, as far as I know, they never took fingerprints from NK. They never took fingerprints from who else was there? Far out. There was, well, as far as we know, they never interviewed Jim. So thank you, Van. All these things that they missed, like they're dumbasses. I'm sorry, I can't. Thank you, Martina. I don't understand because when they go, oh, the fingerprints on the bags didn't match Chris or Shanann. So oh, certain people block your ears. Where the fuck did they get the comparison? Yeah, if you can hear me still, you can unblock it, it's okay. But I'm serious, how were they able to, in all honesty, get fingerprints off Shanann that matched Chris's to tie him to it, apart from him admitting it? As far as I know, they have never, ever, ever. And if Dave, if you're still in here, you can confirm whether this is fact or fiction, please. If you're still in here. Did they ever release a picture of Chris's polygraph results? If anybody, I don't want to hear, not being rude, it comes down to that I need to know for 100% certainty. Yes, I agree, Muffy, but sometimes it's just a bit too full on. Dave, can you quickly answer my question, my dear? Okay, thank you, Dave. Sweet dreams, Dave. I'm a phone call away if you need to talk. Hopefully you stored my number this time so that way you can stop calling me through Messenger, because when he does, it's very awkward when I actually have to put him on speaker when we talk through Messenger. Yeah, the thing is, though, they said he failed, but I remember with what Dave said on one of his lives, the cops can lie. Okay? They can lie in order to... Hi, Hip and Holly. Hop and Holly, sorry. I can't believe I just said Hip and Holly. I meant Hop and Holly. I'm sorry. But like I said, I don't understand how, if he failed it so miserably, why has that not been released to the public? They think it's okay to let us know about as much, and I'm sorry to upset some people. This is a warning, it might disturb some viewers. They're more than happy to tell us about the skin slippage of the girls. That the public can know. That the public can have information to the cows come home. But we cannot have the information in regards to, let's see his results of his lie detector test. Show me where he lied. And I can almost guarantee you there are at least over worldwide there would be over 100,000 people who want the answer, want that proof too. Show me where he failed. Show me where he lied. Oh, hang on a second. Tammy Lee, you can't show that proof because you yourself lied to try and get a conviction by daybreak or by nightfall. Oh, that's right. Sorry, because you're a fucking idiot. Sorry. It just yes. I okay. Okay, I'm going to say something that Sharon has been saying quite often tonight, and I'm not annoyed with her for that. I just think that it's very, very true and very accurate to say that bloody Hoover should have been taken in as evidence. I will express your anger there, Sharon. I can't get as angry as I'd like because I might get into trouble because my neighbours, might not like it. But yes, I express your anger. They should have taken that freaking vacuum cleaner in for evidence. Because at the end of the day, it really does make you wonder how much they missed out on by not doing that. Yes, that bloody Hoover. Exactly, Bethy Cakes. All we have is Tammy Lee's word, which means nothing. Exactly right. Now, I don't know how it goes in other cases if they release lie detector test results or anything like that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that if you want to count Nico, which I always try my best to, 4 innocent people were killed. And, excuse me, I do believe that there are so many things that are inconsistent. So many things inconsistent. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn. Sorry. But I just don't understand if they think that they can pin, like it makes me wonder as well, okay, this is going to be so bad to say. Did the judge see the lie detector test results? This is why Dave needs to be here so I can bounce things off him. Did the judge see the results of Chris's lie detector test? And if he did, sorry, did he see when Tammy and I want to say Coda were ambushing him and pressuring him to admit that he did something he didn't do? Now, if that is the case and say the pressure got to Chris, could the pressure have got to him in such a way that they had, throughout their conversation, could they have triggered a word? Let's say Chris was hypnotized to do this, right? And I'm not saying he was, but let's say he was. Let's just pretend, let's pretend like we can be DA Rourke for a little bit and pretend we know what we're talking about and we know what we're doing. It comes down to that he supposedly lied on his lie detector test, yet there's no proof of that to the public for the public to see. That, in saying that, and I want to know now, well, not now, but I'll do some research too. Would the judge have seen those results? Would the judge have seen them badgering him to admit that he did something? And by badgering him in such a way, could there have been a trigger word? Wow. See, the judge, oh my God. Thank you, Bethy Cakes. Thank you very much for that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, of someone who's been and watch how dumbass Rourke and Tammy Lee. So I'm insulted to have a name that's even close to hers. So from now on, my darling subscribers and people watching and people listening, if you're going to refer to me in my chat, please, 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 please. Okay. Who in chat can't hear me? Because Lisa's saying she can't hear me. I don't know which comment you're talking about, Dave. Because Dave just wrote that comment looks great pinned up there. I don't know. Hang on. I have to go through. No, I can't. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Got a bit distracted there from private chat. But like I said, it comes down to that if he never and if he never ever saw the results of the lie detector test and all he saw was dumbasses and Lainey, I'm going to call her Lainey Lee. If they only gave him what they had actually researched, how's that even possible? Yes, Dorky Rourke lied, and Lainey Lee lied too. Oh, cool. Thank you. How was the judge even able to make a conclusion with that? If he did not see the test results of the lie detector test, how was he able to come up with a conclusion? I have Dave and Van working behind the scenes, guys. So please know that the lifeline and for America, it's 1-800-273-8255. For Australia, it's 13 11 14. If you need to reach out because things are getting hard and you don't know where to turn, please, I'm begging all of you, if you ever feel like that, don't give up. I'm begging each and every one of you to pick up the phone and call the number that is corresponded with your country, and I am begging you, please reach out and get some help. Because the world would be horrible if, I'm going to have that on my screen all the time now. So that way, like I said, if things are getting hard or things are getting tough and you don't know where to turn to your phone, pick it up and call the corresponding number in your country, please. But like I said, okay, Dave, if you're still in here, Dave, please say you're still here. I need to ask you a question. Oh, yes. Okay, I think Dave's gone to bed. Well, Dave, Sharon, at the end of the day, Dave does have work tomorrow, and I rather Dave. Oh, did the judge? I like that. What charming? Did Dave? Dave. Did the judge see the results of the lie detector test? Oh, hello, Barton. Welcome. I was really upset when you said you were going to close down your channel. So welcome back to the YouTube world where you don't know who to trust, but you try your best to. Ha! Thank you. Now, Dave, go to bed because you've got lots of driving to do tomorrow because with what he does, he drives a lot. Okay. So thank you, Dave. Thank you. The judge was never, ever given the results of the lie detector test. Welcome back, Barton. Like I said, you were missed for the week you're gone. But like or two, I don't know, because I don't. But like I said, if he... Okay, so the judge took the word of... Hello, Andy. So let me get this right. The judge was never shown... Yes. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're back, Bartwan. What was I saying? The judge was never given the lie detector test results. He was only given the reports from Dumbass Rourke and Lamey Lee. And for those who are just joining, Dumbass Rourke is D.A. Rourke and Lamey Lee is Tammy Lee. Yes, Dave, thank you so much for stopping by, my dear friend. Yeah, okay. NK judge wasn't shown polygraph. Did you just call me NK? Ew. Bartwan, you just called me NK. That is so... I'm hoping you meant no. Oh, thank God. I was going to say, you're insulting me. But the thing, like I said, yes. Have you got NK on the mind, Mr. Bartwan? But like I said, I just find it very, very... Sorry. Okay, so basically, it wasn't in the full discovery. I'm going to guess it wasn't in full on the discovery. Oh, Bartwan, I hope you're not planning a romantic evening with your missus, mate, because by thinking about her and having NK on the brain, it's just not going to happen. Oh, okay. I will. Okay. So anyway, if the judge was not given the lie detector test results, and yeah, exactly. Moving along. If he was not given the test results back for the lie detector test, and the only information that he had on the grounds to convict and sentence Chris was that because of what they had to say. I'm sorry, but please help me understand this, guys, because you guys helping me helps me get this into my fat brain. Is the fact, how is it that the judge was able to make... Oh, hang on, come to is the right word, would you say, to come to the solution or come to the... what word would you use to say the conclusion? No, I don't know, whatever the word is, for the judge to come to that... I'm going to say crossroad, but that's not the word either. How was he able to come to the assumption? I think that's the word. Conclusion? Okay, thank you. How was he able to come to the conclusion that Chris killed his wife and children, right? Excuse me. How was he able to come to that conclusion? That is the word. Thank you, Lisa. How was he able to come to that conclusion if there was no proof of a lie detector test? If Shanann and Chris's fingerprints were not found anywhere at Survey, all right. But yes, lots of love to Bartwan. Please stick around, though, because I might need you. Excuse me. So let me get this straight. No results from the lie detector test. No fingerprints of Chris's found anywhere around where Shanann's body was found, let alone on Shanann. Sorry, hang on a sec. Sorry, guys, I got a cough again. Hang on a sec. Sorry about that. This is why sometimes it's good to have a co-host, because if you need to cough, they can continue. But all good. Oh, straight to it. So the judge just basically went by hearsay. If that's okay to use that. Okay. So how did the judge come to the conclusion that he came to? Can someone help me understand that? Excuse me. How did the judge come to the conclusion that he did without Oh, Sharon, you crack me up. If Tammy Lee said the sky was blue, I'd go and check. Oh, I'm sorry. I love that. That is very well. Yes. So would I, actually. And I just think that what needs to happen there is that this needs to be reinvestigated somehow, some way. Oh, here we go again. I've got a cough again. Excuse me. But like I said, none of it makes sense how the judge came to his conclusion. Okay, yes, it was Chris's confession. Now, I respect that. Yeah, but the thing is, though, like, I'm not like, this might come across like I'm defending Chris, and I'm not meaning it to, but Lamey Lee and frickin' Coda bullied Chris into that confession. I do believe that. Oh, okay. Well, I was planning on just doing this live on my own tonight, but hang on a second. Yeah, if you want to come up for a little while, Barton, that would be cool, because I need to cough a lot. And I've got to do it again. Excuse me. Yep. If you are comfortable coming up here for a little while, Barton, that would be awesome. Thank you. The judge has to trust that the DA has all the evidence to present for the charges. How sad would that be if you find, nah, I'm sorry, but I would not trust anyone in that case. If any time there was a lie detector test that needed to be conducted at any point, she's going to PM it to you, I think, Barton. Just give it a sec. I don't post my link into the mainstream, or if Van wants to do that and there's a few people that come up, then that's fine. Because we are going to wrap this up in a little while. So, did you want to do that, Van? And that way you can, that way it's just there. So that way if people do want to pop up, they can. And, yeah, where's the link? It's coming, Barton. Just relax, dude. It's all good. The confession gave them the opportunity to save resources, money for the other cases to solve. Agreed. Sorry. Hang on a second. Okay, so give me 1 second. But like I said, I just think personally it needs to oh, thank you, Matt Willis. But like I said, there are so many things. Like, how bad would that judge honestly feel if it turns out that, Chris was hypnotized or something like that, or Chris was drugged or anything like that, and there was a trigger word that once the word was said, then yes. Yes, Bartwan, check your messenger, my dear boy. Oh, shit. For those who are not familiar, Bartwan is a fellow Australian that is investigating this case along with a few others. And he'll be joining me on panel. And this is going to be a really weird question. Is there anyone who would like to pop up here with me and Bartwan? And because if there, yeah, I just want to know, because if there is, then great. If there's not, then that's great too. Don't feel like you're obligated to. But like I said, for the judge to have faith in his the wherever the hell dumbass Rourke and Lamy Lee and whatever work, I actually am quite amazing that he had it. Well, it's crazy, isn't it? How all of this got thrown out. Okay. Okay. That's nice, Andy. Thank you so much for your support. It means a lot. You know? Hey, guys, I'm not sure if it's going to happen, though, because Bartwan could be a messenger right now. I don't know. But when he comes up here, I want to see, like, I don't know, yellow balloons to welcome him back to chat and welcome him back to YouTube. So if you guys can, when he does appear on here, can we all put in yellow balloons or something, I don't know, something to say like welcome back. So then Bartwan feels as though he is welcome back to the YouTube community. See, I can't hop in chat at the moment, so I can't do that. But if you could find like the rose or something for him to say welcome back, that would be awesome. Yes, Bartwan is joining me, the Aussies. But I will hang on a second, sorry. If there is anyone in chat, mind you, that does want to join Bartwan and I know that my brother doesn't want to join, but if there's anyone else in chat that wants to pop up here and join Bartwan and I, awesome. No need to be nervous. I am a nice person. Until you piss me off or hurt someone I care about, then I'm not. But we're not going to go back to that and talk about that. Because, yes. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. I hate red balloons with a passion. But when Bartwan pops up here, can we all do red, you know, do something to indicate that we're happy that he's here? Because, you know. Okay. Karen, what's the thing you've put next to the yellow balloon? I don't even know what that is. I can't even tell what that's supposed to bloody be. Okay, so when he comes back, despite how I feel about the red balloons and providing that Bartwan isn't scared of red balloons, let's all put like shitloads of red balloons. When you see his emoji appear on the thing, just all of you go mental with red balloons, all right? And I'm going to try and avoid looking at chat until they all disappear. Okay, because I'm sorry. Okay, remember what I said, guys? Hello.
G'day, Tammy. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome back to YouTube.
Yes. I went. I was away for a few days, and I had this job lined up, and I went there, and I realised there was quite a few challenges with regards to certain aspects that I felt were important. So I decided that wasn't for me. So I'm back.
Yay! We all missed you.
Yeah, it feels weird. But look, it doesn't take you long to get back into it, to be perfectly honest.
That is very true.
Are you okay? You got a bit of a cold or cough or something like that?
No, I just when I talk too much and I don't keep my throat
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to say the word because I've banned that from
I
my
know what you
channel,
mean.
but yeah, it's just sometimes, and plus it's really, really cold here. And oh, by the way, if you're able to see chat as we're talking,
Oh, I
all those
can't.
red balloons. Oh, you can't. Oh,
Yeah.
well, people are putting in red balloons to say welcome back to you. So
Oh, that's lovely. I love your audience. I've seen a lot of familiar names, and it's
yeah,
really good to connect. They probably thought I dropped off the face of the earth,
yeah,
but
I
I
was
am.
actually going to text you because I have your
Yeah,
phone number, and I go, is everything okay? And I thought,
it is
and
now.
then
It is
sorry.
now. It is now. I mean, it was a
Oh,
reputable company, and it just didn't feel right. So I'm not bitter. It's just like I've got to do what's right by me, and I like YouTube,
yeah,
and
well, that's it. And
I can do other stuff.
I always say to people, if you do a job you love, you don't have to work a day in your life.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
you
So
know, and if
true,
that
Tam.
job did make you feel a little bit uncomfortable,
Yeah, that was it. You know, I just didn't.
oh,
Yeah, but look, you know, I mean, I did the right thing.
yes, because you don't want to be in a job where you feel as though that and I'm not saying it did, but you don't want to feel like you're in a job that you're there just to be able to say you're employed. You know, you
Yeah,
want to be in
yeah.
a job where you
It was a
feel
bit like
comfortable.
that.
Mm.
There was also I was watching one of the other team leaders, and
Yeah.
I found it really difficult to see how I could win. And I don't want to go
Oh,
to a job thinking like I don't have the
you
tools
yeah.
to win. You know,
Yeah.
because you know you just know it's not going to end well, and I don't want to be diving around all these different systems for data and all that sort of stuff. So,
Exactly.
you know,
Well,
I
I
want to.
admire the fact that you knew that, you know, when you went there, you knew that it wasn't the right fit and
Yeah,
you didn't just take the job for the sake of taking a
yeah. Well, I
job. You
could have
actually,
done. Yeah, I could have spent 4 weeks training paid, and I thought, no, I'm not like that. You know, I'm not like going to do that because that would be with my team, and that's not fair. Give them a chance to put someone in, and you know, do the honourable thing. And look, I know a lot of the guys there. You know, it's not
mm,
about the people. But anyway, I'm here. I'm not moving
yeah,
anywhere. I'm gonna, you know, focus. Now, you're talking about the judge and all that business. I was really
yeah,
interested in that. That sounds interesting. Yeah.
yeah, because it's
Mm,
just odd that he wasn't given the information that, say, would have actually said, yes, well, here's the proof that Chris is guilty. And like I said, and I'm saying again, I am not defending Chris by all means. I think
no, that's right.
he is where he belongs. But the fact that the judge wasn't given the correct information in order to get the conviction that he came to, I think it's absolutely disgusting. Like they had to take dumbass Rourke and Lamey, I'm going to call her
Yeah.
Lamey instead of Tammy.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I'm talking about myself when I say Tammy. I feel as though the fact that they, you know, when you're a judge or even a lawyer, you're supposed to take, when you're a lawyer, you take the word of your client and you go with it. You say, he says that
Yeah.
he's innocent, then you know that you're there to prove his innocence or her innocence.
Well,
But the fact that the judge wasn't given the correct info or any of the information, they had to believe what Lamey Lee was saying and you know, dumbass Rourke was saying, and that other guy, they took word of mouth. And we all know how word
true.
of mouth can be impacting to people.
Well, true. I mean, really, the judge's role, though, in this, Tam, was a bit more procedural. He wasn't going to decide the decision unless it went to trial, if that makes sense. And then they have to get a jury. And then his role is to instruct the jury, but not to sort of like until the end after they've heard the case to then maybe influence them. But the judge is more there to do the procedural aspect. So when Chris, DA Rourke really freaked out, Chris. Did
Oh
you
yeah,
know that?
definitely. Not well, you could tell by the way that Chris was looking over at him. He's like,
Yes.
"You're going to sink me." Before
Yes.
we continue with this, I'm just letting you know. Karen56 just wrote, "Tell Bartwan I just unsubscribed membership. Now I have to go back and
Yeah.
rejoin."
Oh, yeah, that's right. Karen's 100% because I was a bit too hasty. I didn't want, you know, I didn't know which direction. I was Arthur or Martha. So I accidentally
Mm.
chopped off all my members. But it's fresh, so they're not getting double charged.
I
So
reckon
it's
that's
like,
really sweet that you're back. I think it's cool. I know quite
yeah.
a few people that did miss you, so
Oh,
you
that's
are
lovely.
you are a
And I
person
miss
in
you
the
too.
community that we value.
Yeah, thank you so much. And so really, Tammy, like with regards to the judge would come in. The judge was there to tell, like, D.A. Rourke was staring Chris down, right? He was basically saying, you know, I'm going to inject you myself lethally with a lethal
Yeah.
shot, you know, of the death penalty. Because he was going to intimidate him so that he could just like go, here's a document to the defense, sign it. So really all the judge was doing was saying, ruling on procedures, that is telling Chris, you know, are you happy with your defence? You know, do you understand by doing this is what's going to happen? Do you, are you of sound mind? You know, all those sort of things. And the judge also, interestingly enough, and I don't agree with this, is good. He denied the defence having an independent pathologist go to the autopsy.
Yeah, because they did say in the trial, whatever it was, they said that, oh, okay, sorry, there's a Facebook person who's come through on Facebook. You're coming through as Facebook user, and I agree completely what you say. With all the drama tried to divide creators, stay strong and work together.
Yes.
We will, but I don't know who you are, but thank you so much for saying that. Please feel free to come through on YouTube so then I know who you are.
Very
But yeah,
good
no,
point,
I think
Sammy. Yep.
yeah, because I think he was because when you think about it though, they were like when Lamey Lee was saying
Yeah.
stuff like, oh, what did you do to the girls? What did you do? What did
Yes.
you do? I do believe that he was intimidated. And you think about it, the intimidation
Definitely.
that he was actually given is actually quite bad to say. Like, I do believe if he was hypnotized to do what he did, or he was under the influence of any kind of drug, anything like that, there could have easily been a word that they say, if you hear this word, then, oh, okay, hang on, sorry, someone just says, oh, hello, Elizabeth. I just found out it's you.
Look, I
But
don't
like
think
I
you'll
said,
get, Tammy, I don't think you'll get any argument that like there's only like a very few, probably maybe 26 states that still allow the read technique to be used. It may even be less. It's very few places in the world that still allow that sort of approach to be taken with that questioning, because they knew they stuffed up. That's why they went to Wisconsin and they didn't record it, because their bosses said, you basically got a bogus confession out of a guy who was like, you know, hardly slept, probably
yep,
hadn't slept for 3 days, looked
yeah,
almost
oh,
like Cat at Con in
yeah,
that
but don't
photo.
forget though. Yeah, but don't forget though. In one of the things NK came out with, she said that she rang him, and he had dozed off for a few moments, and she goes, "Oh, how can you sleep at a time like this? You know, I haven't been able to sleep for days." Chris probably fell asleep because, like you said, he was probably exhausted.
He
He
was.
was, and the reason he was like agitated and swaying and all that kind of crap, I believe, is because he was coming off whatever that hag had been giving him. I do believe that he was coming off that, and that's probably why he was swaying. That's probably why his eyes were looking around everywhere and all that sort of stuff. And some people out there do actually get the feeling as though when they are, how can I put it? Trying to think how it was. The point I was trying to make. I've forgotten now.
Drug.
But yeah, drugs. It's the fact that if, say, for example, if I, not that I ever would, so don't freak out. If I was to
Yeah.
get you drunk, right,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
say to you, right, Barton, tell me what you really think of the community of YouTube
Yeah.
still talking about Chris Watts, and then you're like, oh no, they're cool. I'm like, come on, Barton, tell me what you really think, mate. Come on,
Oh,
tell me
well,
what you
yeah,
really think.
exactly. Like if
You
you
would
grilled
feel
me for
so
hours
pressured. Yeah,
and kept
exactly. You would feel the pressure of it, and then they,
yeah.
fine. I think there's some creators that are complete fuckwits. Excuse my language. And
Well,
sorry,
yeah, and then you
but
tape it,
you know,
and you tape it, and then edit it out, and then boom, you know, like I'm looking like, you know, some, you know, crazy man. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
because
But
if
do you
you're
remember
like,
that? Sorry,
mm-hmm,
do you remember that last
go on.
photo with Chris? You know, when he had to take his top off and that, and his face.
Yeah, his face. He honestly, in my personal opinion, he looks scared.
He looked like so different. Like he looked like he was like a shell. I don't know. He was
Exactly.
like he was flesh on a bone without anything going on. I think he was like catatonic. He'd
Exactly.
either
And
yeah,
also, sorry,
yeah,
like I admit that because I used to drink quite heavily, and I'm
yeah,
not ashamed to admit that I don't
yeah.
anymore. But I used to do things that when I would always be curious. Like I've said to people here in chat, I've said, look at previous interviews when you see people that are doing a lie detector test, or you see people that are getting interrogated and stuff like that. They're facing the camera, and
They are.
yeah, you can actually see them. Whereas when it comes to Chris, he was side on when they did his polygraph. He was throughout the whole interrogation, so to speak, he wasn't facing the camera. Now, I always ask myself, why is it that that interview was conducted when he finally was arrested that night? Why was he not facing the camera? Like, what was Lamy Lee and that other goober that was in there with her? What were both of them put together? What were they trying to hide? Because when he did his first interview and he was sitting there with his hands, dangling there, like I can't
Yeah.
help but anytime I watch interviews with Chris, I watch his hands. And
He
that's
does
why I
do
say,
awkward things with his hands. Have you noticed that?
sorry.
He does have an awkward sort of, I don't know, there's
Yeah,
something a bit strange about how he
he's
puts his
socially
hands.
awkward. Now, I
Yes,
used to have a friend
awkward.
that she would, in an awkward situation, she would laugh in awkward situations.
Yeah, that's
And I have
nerves.
a friend now who does the same. And it comes down to the fact that, oh, there you go, Matt Willis. He's got dead eyes. But then when you look at him when he's doing the porch interview, like I said,
Yeah.
people are, oh, he was swaying, he was fidgety, he was shaking. He was coming down off the drugs because he probably was given drugs. And the fact that, like I said, the fact that there was no fingerprints that matched either Shanann or Chris on that day, or the bags, I should say, why did they not fingerprint everybody else? Like the people that they interviewed, in my personal opinion, they should have fingerprinted NK, but they didn't. And the reason they didn't wear gloves is because everywhere that NK would have been the morning of when she was there cleaning, I do believe the reason they didn't go in there with gloves is because they went there to contaminate the scene before. Oh, think for yourself, they're still here.
Oh, yeah,
Hello.
Megan's there.
Yes, I've got lots of people in here I didn't think would ever
I
join
know
to listen to me talk.
you're the late night.
Mm,
I suppose it's
yes.
early morning, but it's great. A lot of
Yeah, I'm
people.
actually very grateful that, yeah, I
Yeah.
absolutely appreciate every single person that's in here at the moment. So thank you, thank
Yes.
you, thank you. And like I said, I don't understand how he's a psychopath and
Yes.
he has his mother. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful to the family,
Mm.
but she shows narcissistic traits. And because Chris was so as growing up, it was all like he got everything he wanted. So
Yeah.
I grew up, I didn't get everything I ever wanted. I still don't get everything I want.
Yeah.
But
True.
when you start getting everything that you want, you don't have to put in any effort in
That's
order
so
to get
true.
something. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, me trying to raise money so I can get my laptop. That's a dream that I've had for like fucking 10,
Yeah.
15 years, But my point with that is the fact that if you have the money and you have the means to continue getting everything you've ever wanted and continuously get everything you've ever wanted, there's no effort involved, like that's why
You
with
can
people
coast.
that have money say, oh, I can go out tomorrow and buy a car. Well, I don't drive and I'm due to
Mm.
my traumatist, I'm not allowed to. But the
Yeah.
point I'm making is the fact that if you get everything handed to you, there's nothing that you're going to want for, if that makes sense. And that's what happened with
Well,
Chris.
that's so true. Like Chris was a coaster because he sort of attached himself like a limpet to strong women. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
so,
exactly.
what he did was he just latched on to Shanann like a limpet on a rock, and just said, well, she's a strong woman. She's like my mum. I'm just going to let her fight my battles.
Exactly
And
right.
I will just go through and do the basic jobs, and she can do all the heavy lifting. And she did, and eventually, I guess, it's going to wear her down. She's not going to be the all singing, dancing, showgirl with 2 kids, another on the way, and going, oh, by the way, like basically a man baby.
Yeah.
Like Chris was needy. He did his stuff, but I guess he was very passive aggressive. He sort of would do it, but I'm sure he'd probably go, under his breath, here we go again. She didn't like how I packed the bloody dishwasher or whatever.
Yeah,
You see
and
what
to
I'm
come
saying?
yeah, exactly. Like he like I think that like when that break-in that happened in her house in North Carolina or wherever it was, I do believe that somehow Chris is connected to that, because at the time it happened, Chris was in her life.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, Elizabeth, if you go onto YouTube and you type in True Crime Discussions with Tammy, it should come up with my live that's in there too. So it should be all good.
So
But
how
it's okay. I
often
know that it's you
before
can't find my.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, before I head off,
Yep.
oh, you can ask me any questions, but yeah, before I head off, how often do you go on? Like, do you go on?
I try and aim for at least once a week.
Oh, cool.
But
Yeah.
when I get my laptop, my own laptop, and all that sort of stuff, I'm going to try and push for 2 nights a week, where
Okay.
one's just going to be talking about Chris, and the other one's just going to be like random stuff.
General.
But
Yeah.
I am looking into renaming my channel, because then that way I can talk about other things other than just true crime. So it'd be good. But okay, here's a question for you though.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you think that? Oh, how can I put it? When they said that they put my teeth in and fasten them in, where do you think Chris's fingerprints were found anywhere? So do you
That's
think
a really
that,
good question. Well, I wouldn't know, because I don't know if they made that publicly available.
No, that's it. Yeah, because okay, do you think that they, with the people that they? Sorry, I'm asking you
It's all right.
questions that like
You
grilling.
can pepper me. That's fine.
I'll just be Tammy Lee.
Yeah,
And I'll ask you,
just grill
and
me.
I'll push you.
Grill
I'll
me.
drag you across the coals.
I'm
Do
feeling
you think they should have? Sorry.
Oh no, keep going.
I was going to say, do you think that the every person that they interviewed in regards to this case, do you think they should have, do you think they should have fingerprinted NK and Troy the toy? Do you think they should have fingerprinted them as a precaution just in case?
I think it's part of the interviewing process with NK. The fact they interviewed her probably 5 to 6 times that we know of, maybe 6, possibly 7. I think in all of that, given the magnitude of the incident, and the fact that she was, the only person really close with Chris, definitely she should have been fingerprinted. Now, when I say that, she was touching that bottle. Now, I don't know whether the police could have taken prints off that. Part of me was like, maybe Tammy gave her the water to get her prints. But I don't think you can surreptitiously, do that without consent. But
yeah, and also, but if you watch, sorry to cut you off, but when you look at when NK, okay, now this is something I saw in a movie, that when they can actually put like these clear things over their fingertips and stuff, so that way they can put like sticky tape, but that'd be too obvious. They can put things over your fingerprints, so then that way, if they do try and do something like that, you can actually corrupt the fingerprint itself. So I think that
that's clever.
Yes. So what then happens, in my opinion, is the fact that when NK handed that goober, I can't remember his name, the bottle, if you look closely, he grabs it, but he grabs it where she had actually had her hand.
Okay.
So you got to look at it, and that's why I say that the reason they didn't wear gloves when they went and did a welfare check, regardless if it's a welfare check or not, like I said in my last on Sunday, I said about how what would have happened if they walked into that house and they found that Shanann was brutally murdered upstairs? You know, the cop that was there would have had to go downstairs, like he went upstairs to go do the look around and see. And then if Shanann was up there and she had passed away and was left in the house, he would have had to have gone back down the stairs, open the front door and contaminate the scene again. And then by coming back in, he would have contaminated the scene by opening the front door and then going back up the stairs. So he would have contaminated the scene itself. If she was found deceased in the house, she would have, you know, the scene would have been contaminated from the moment they all walked in.
Well, it was.
And that's why I get really quite mad.
Look, I mean, it was the worst. You know, I had this sort of thought that, well, yes, there was too many people in the house touching without gloves, number one. Look, I mean, NA, I understand she was concerned, and so was the boy. So I'm not really blaming them, but they really should have been told, don't touch anything. But if you do see something, just point to it.
Exactly.
You know, but that extended to to even the forensic guys, which just looked like plain police guys that come in. A lot of them really had bare arms, you know, like they had exposed arms. Their arm hair can get into stuff. They were chucking bedding in plastic bags, which causes sweating and causes cross-contamination of fluids and so forth.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah. So there's so much that went wrong. The other thing is when, you know, that night, when, you know, Boomhauer went up to the bag and Chris got really nervous, that blue gym bag down near the bottom of the stairs, Chris crapped himself. Now, I don't know why Boomhauer didn't sort of, maybe he was just caught up in the moment, but anyone, like we all looked at it, and I suppose we could have the luxury of going back and back and back, but there was a discernible change, wasn't there? Like he went from he was panicking. He was like really panicking, probably as much as he was when he was watching the video.
Exactly.
But like at that point, he could have said, look, Chris, we're going to just, you know, for your protection, we're going to close down this house, because what if they come back, whoever's taken your kids and family, and they use you as ransom?
Exactly. And also the thing, like people go, oh, like, okay, I'm not discriminating against anyone in chat when I say this, or to yourself. When people go, oh, I see him, you know, taking the kids and Shanann out the front. I don't believe he took them out the front. I reckon they all went out the back. And the fact that, because you think about it this way, why would Chris, out of everything he was mentioning, he goes, oh, out back, there's no cameras out back. All that's out back is you know, a driveway, and there's no cameras. Now, is that to ensure NK that there was no way that she would be caught going in and out of the house the morning of? Because I do believe they're all taken out back. I think the shadow is just what we want to see. And like I said, when you get told something enough, and someone wrote this earlier in chat too, when you get told, or when you get, you know, something enough times,
it's funny,
and you tend to believe it. Like if I told you it's night time now, right, and you've been, like hypothetically, you've been inside all day and your curtains and your blinds have been drawn, you'd actually just say, oh, okay, Tammy, I'm going to take your word for it that, you know, it's nighttime. Whereas if, you know, you're sitting outside and I'm telling you it's daytime, you're like, Tammy, you're on drugs, love. It's not happening. It's nighttime. You know what I mean? Like you get told something enough times, you tend to believe it. And that's the same with what's happened with Chris, I believe.
You know what's interesting, right? I had this perception or feeling that entry into the basement with the Minnie Mouse, you know, curtain was down the side. It was at the back of the house.
Yeah, I always thought it was down the side of the house too, until Dave said that it wasn't. I'm just like, oh, okay.
So
I didn't know that.
And there's there's a yellow rake and a yellow, sort of fluorescent yellow spade. They were crossed, right? And the spade was pointing to the right direction to the fence, that it would probably be the perfect angle to come in to go straight in there. So I actually believe she went there a hell of a lot more than the two.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
2 nights. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because you can't tell. Like she reckons that she wanted Chris to work on his relationship, but yet
Yeah.
didn't happen. But I do believe that every single one of them was taken out back, and the shadows that we see, I don't believe that it was one of the girls. And I'm sorry if anyone disagrees with me. Again, you're entitled to believe
Look,
what you want, but I don't
it's
believe that.
entirely possible because he did make it, and the other thing was it was like he was acting really like everything he did that around that truck was almost like it was an acting performance. Like,
Exactly.
oh, I've got my bottle of, my jerry can of petrol. Oh, it doesn't go in this side. I better go. I've got it. I'll go around the other side. Like Chris knows his bloody truck intimately. Do you think he
Exactly. And he
honestly,
knows what can fit where and what can't.
do you imagine Chris he'd know like exactly every spot that you could put something like a jerry can in the thing without going, oh, I'm on the wrong side. Oh, I better just saunter over to the other. Like Chris would know automatically, oh, this is where I put my. It took him like 30 minutes or whatever. Like
Exactly.
what guy at bloody that early in the morning stuffs around like that unless it's some, diversion.
Exactly. And I do I thought about this just now, believe it or not.
Yep.
Is there any proof, oh well, not proof, but
Yeah.
is there any records on Chris's phone that he checked for when the sun will rise that morning? The reason I asked that though is because if he didn't check that, because it was warm weather over there in
Yeah, it
August,
was. Well, yeah, summer, yeah.
and it is in August over in Colorado.
It is.
And so my question to that is that the sun can rise as early as say 5 a.m. So
Yep.
that's why I believe that they were all taken out back. And the thing that confuses me is, and I've said this previously on Dave's live and my own, is the fact that if I do believe that he thought his family was still home when he left for work for the simple fact,
Most likely.
because you think about it this way, okay? I lost my train of thought again. Oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Okay, if he took them all out the front, why would he risk being caught?
That's what I thought. Imagine
And
dragging a bloody body, 144-pound on a thing, sliding it along. A car just needs to come past and go, what in God's name are you dragging out into your car?
exactly.
It just
It's
takes
just
one vehicle.
Elizabeth found it. Wicked, Elizabeth, I'm glad you're here in the YouTube world. But it comes down to as well is the fact that, okay, that's what I was going to say, is that if he was actually responsible and the family was not there that morning, how do you explain that Dieter was in
Yeah.
a cage when he left for work that day? If Shanann, Bella and Cece were there and were conscious,
Yes.
why was the dog locked up? But when he went and picked up his dad from the airport and went and did his lie detector test, Dieter was running around the house like a chook without a head,
Yeah, that's
barking,
true, yeah.
and everything like that. So you got to ask yourself, were they already dead when he left for work? And then, Camel Tits came in with Jumbo Jim and what do you call it? I had to get that one name in at least once tonight. And so you got to ask yourself, why was Dieter locked up when he believed his family was home, but he went and picked up his dad? Like he knew he was going to fail that lie detector test one way or another. He was going to fail it. So why was Dieter running around the house like a chook without a head?
Yeah, I've got no. Well, that's right. Who let Dieter out? And
Exactly.
that I think like people thought, oh, the garage door was set off. No, it was the internal garage door that the Vivian alarm went on. The internal, not the external door. The door that goes from the garage to the, that bloody area that you come in through the garage. So you got to be in the house to set that off.
Exactly right. Couldn't agree more.
So there's a lot of stuff that. Oh, there's one other thing, Tammy.
Yes.
At the very back of the discovery, I don't know why this hasn't got focus. It shows Chris's health app, right, on his personal phone. And it shows there was movement when he was at Survey. So like flat walking.
Yep.
doesn't show any steps being climbed.
Exactly. The steps were only counted for when he was inside the house.
Exactly. So is
So
Chris?
my question, so
Yeah.
what I'm thinking is that the family was, if the family was home all together that Sunday or that Monday morning, I do
Yeah.
believe that what happened is that he was upstairs doing what he had to do and stuff like that. And then when it came time to take it, he had to be the one that took Shanann downstairs. And then when
Yeah.
he went and got the girls, as much as this is going to sound horrible, and I don't mean any disrespect
Yeah.
when I say this, he could, if the girls were, as he put it, stiff and blue, he could have easily just carried them like you would not, like you see pictures of him when he's holding the girls
Yeah, that's right.
in one in
Under
each
one of
arm.
each
He
arm.
could have done that.
Yeah.
So you think he takes Shanann down, right?
Yeah.
Or better still, he, because there was 2 flights to go up the stairs. There's a small stairs and
That's
then the
right.
big
Yeah.
staircase.
You
So that's
count
counted as 2.
2. That's
So
count
how
up
can
and
you get
down.
an odd? Yeah. So how can you count only 3 if the fact that they were all killed upstairs?
Yeah, well, actually, Shanann had 3 too. Like when she walked in at 1:48, there was 3 from 1:48 to 1:51. So I think what happened is she went up the stairs, looked for, Chris, couldn't find him. Maybe looked, and I don't think the kids were upstairs either. I
No,
think the
I
kids
don't
were
think they
in.
were either.
I think they might have been in the basement, right? And they were being, entertained, or they were with Dad and all these other people. The 1 minute phone call, I think, was a ruse. I think that was just an alibi. The phone call was launched, but that was when she was driving over.
Okay.
That's why no
Okay.
one. Yeah, that's why, because no one really says, "Oh, what?" They never said anything about the 1 minute, 100. Chris got asked. No, I don't know. Phone 6, whatever. I don't know. NK. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, she can remember. Her job's
I
to
reckon.
remember stuff. She was a bookkeeper for 10 years.
Yeah, and also I think personally that 111-minute phone call was her putting Chris under another trance, like hypnotizing him
Yeah.
as
Oh,
well.
well, there was that too. And then she's thought, no, you're bullshitting me, Chris. She's not delayed. I'm coming over.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Van has asked about this, and I forgot to answer it. I'm sorry, Van.
Yeah.
She goes, "What? How can you?" She goes, "But what about the lights being on lately? Even save Robbie went to the house." She wrote rookie, but it's Robbie. But yeah. So
Yes.
how would you explain the lights being on? People can go, "Oh, it would be on a timer." But hang on, if the electricity and everything had been like disconnected from the moment Chris was arrested, or shortly thereafter, how do you explain the lights being on? Like, not you
I've
personally, how do
actually
you explain
heard,
it?
I saw a video. I mean, I hate people going to the house, but they do, right?
Yeah,
And they were saying that the lights are actually on in the house during the
exactly.
day.
Robbie sent me a video of it, and I'm like, whoa.
So for some reason, someone's paying power. I don't know who. I don't know why. Maybe they're worried that people are getting into the house late at night, and
Yeah, well,
maybe conducting seances or whatever. I don't know.
when Robbie, sorry to cut you off, when Robbie
Yeah.
sent me the video and when he goes, oh, let's try and get a picture near the stairs, I'm like, because I'll be honest with you, I actually saw something on the bottom step just sitting there looking like leave, go away
Yeah, I bet.
kind of
I
thing. You
bet.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's very, very,
And
very strange.
and look, we don't really know. That house is like dating. It's gonna look. I've always thought it's gonna get burnt down. I still
Yeah,
think that. I think
yeah,
it's a
so do
big
I.
ask and risk, because like people are
Yeah,
not going to tolerate, people driving around, and it's just sitting there looking like Amityville Horror House,
yeah,
just lurking there. In its, untouched. Even all the kid stuff's out the back. The garden's, dry as. But look, Tammy, it's such a, there's so many things that twists and turns, and with
agreed.
this case, another thing that's been interesting is someone said, well, how there was no water in the toilet, and someone said there was a bit of sediment.
Yep.
Well, I've actually heard like a chemist or whatever say that the sediment is often what's comes from the chloroform. So I
Yep.
think like something's been shoved in there, like Chris always talks about the house. He talks about the pipes all the time.
Yeah,
Why
like
does he,
why would he keep bringing that up if it's
why
not
does he
something that
care?
should be investigated?
Yeah. So like I'd be going back to the house going, okay, let's look through let's find out what's in these pipes. But
Exactly.
the police are done. It's like done and dusted like 2 hours ago. And I'm not going to be like, I've got legitimate questions. You have.
Yep.
People come on your site and they go, oh, case is closed. Like there's some bloody like profit of stating the obvious. Okay. Well, explain that to like these cable companies that put these specials out with garbage information from years back. That's not even current. Like Cadle, she's basically going off the first confession.
Yeah.
People are going to come on and go, hang on, like what this woman's saying that Chris killed Shanann because she killed the kids.
Yeah, exactly. But where are the fingerprints on? Because as far as I'm aware, Shanann didn't have skin slippage like the girls did. So have you done
No, that's right.
fingerprints on Shanann? Or, in some cases they put that tape stuff down that can actually lift a fingerprint.
Yes.
So you got to ask yourself,
Well,
where's
the
all
other
that
thing
sort of stuff
they
done?
did, Tammy, was they took fingernail scrapings off Shanann, right?
Mm.
So fingernail scrapings would contain potentially the DNA of, say she did attack Enko, right?
Yep.
Because in my mind, I can like just visualize it. Shanann's gone upstairs, look for Chris, look for the girls. They're not in the room. She panics. She runs down the stairs. That's 2 flights.
Yep.
She then gets down the basement stairs. That's she only did 3. That's 3. She gets down the basement. She's staring at NK because NK wants to bloody tell her the whole gory stuff. I've been sleeping with your thing. You know what I mean. You know what she'd be like. She doesn't hold back.
Yeah, exactly. She would do
go
anything.
and then Shanann would go, what the, F and, F you. And I think she might have even, she'd be that volatile at that point because she knew things, but she, once NK started taunting her and was in a house, it's not that big a stretch to think she might go her around the head and grab a bit of hair and pull her down.
Exactly.
The kids are on the bed probably at this point, lying down, resting or whatever, and they wouldn't know what was going on. They just think Dad's got friends over. I don't know. They're waiting for Mum.
Van, I sent you a message, by the way, doll. Sorry, I just had to quickly let her know because
So
I don't
can
think
you
you've
just
seen it.
sort of visualize how then Jim pops out or whatever, and I can visualize it. She was so familiar. She spent way more time in that place than we ever could have imagined.
Oh, okay. Nikki Rex just wrote, I have it on good authority that they turn the lights on from time to time and leave them on, not all the time, but on the odd occasion. Oh, okay.
Just to make it look a little bit like it's being occupied. Probably the police have suggested that, just to sort of mix it up a bit, to stop people like creeping around. But it'd be a hell of a place to be living next to. I mean, I feel so bad for like Nate's mum and,
Yeah, because Nate moved out and his mum moved in, didn't she? And then she wrote a book.
That's right.
So it's
but
like,
I don't know what happened with Mexi and all that. I don't know whether that went down or not, where he was going to meet with the mum because she was going to do a book or something. But maybe that never took flight. But I just want to say, look, hey, Tammy, it's great of you to allow me to pop up. And I hope I've helped
you
answer.
and Dave and Van are always, and other people that I told, are always welcome to come up and join me when, you've got something to say. And that's what I appreciate, the fact that you took time out of your night to come up here and join me. And like I said, welcome back to YouTube world.
Oh, thank you. And it's a pleasure. And it's great to sort of, be welcomed by yourself. And I know I haven't, had a chance to to get up to everyone, but I made a special effort tonight because I saw you on
Thank
my
you.
phone on a live, and I just thought, you're amazing. Keep up the good work.
Oh,
We'll get you that
thank
PC.
you.
And
Yes, well, I'm not being sorry. This is going to make it sound bad. Hopefully, I get a few donations tonight, so then that way it can
okay,
go into
well,
a
donate,
lock and key.
and I'll promote you on my channel
That would be
as well.
amazing. Thank you so much, Bartwan.
Thank
And if
you.
you ever need
Thank
me
you.
on your panel, just let me know, and I'll be happy
I
to join
will.
you too.
Happy to. Hey, Tammy, and
Yep.
everyone, I can't read the chat, but I want to thank you for all the lovely comments, and also support
Yep.
Tammy, donate,
Yeah.
and we'll get her that laptop, and I'll help do
Yes.
that on my side.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. Thank you,
Thanks,
Bartwan.
darling. Have a
All
great
right.
night.
Take care. Have a great
See
night.
ya. Bye.
Stay as
You too.
ready.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Bartwan. Okay. I am now going to wrap up this because I have been going for nearly 3 hours, and I promised Van I'd only be for 2 hours. So time gets a bit away from me. So I would like to thank every single, hang on, there's a few messages I haven't read. Sorry. Yes. So like I said, thank you to every single person who came in here, joined me. Yes, please go over to Bartwan's YouTube page. Van's put the link in there. He's back I wouldn't say with a vengeance, but he's back to talk more true crime, and yeah, he's back. So please go back over there. If you did subscribe to his channel, please resubscribe. It'll be great. Membership, I think, will be back up and running as well, so feel free. But like I said, I am going to call it a night, and I'm going to thank every single one of you that is in here, that has been in here. Okay, so like I said, I would like to thank, there's Bartwan's details down there that Van just posted. Thank you, my dear Van. You're a sweetheart and a legend. But like I said, I would like to be able to say I will probably talk Chris Watts again, but I don't exactly know when. And Van and I will most probably be doing part 2 of the conspiracy stuff. So fingers crossed that all goes to plan. Yes, no distractions that night either, I don't think. We'll try and avoid the Chris Watts talk when I talk about other cases, but like I said, I now know that I have a little bit more confidence to talk about Chris Watts, so I will be talking. You can see the reflection of the chat stuff in my glasses. That looks so cool. But like I said, thank you to every single person who joined in, and thank you for being so awesome with me, and I don't know, letting me have this voice that unfortunately is my real voice. But when it comes to the Chris Watts stuff, thank you to everyone that's allowed me to have that voice and not discriminate against me for having that voice. And I love each and every one of you. Each and every one of you have a special place in my heart. And, like I said, if you need to seek any kind of help because you're feeling like you can't cope, please, I beg of you, in America, please call 1-800-273-8255. And if you're in Australia, please call 13 11 14. Okay, they're both, as far as I know, they're both available. Well, I know that Lifeline in Australia is available 24/7. Please don't be afraid to reach out. If things are getting too hard and for you, please reach out. Call them. Everything remains confidential. And if you want to talk to me at any point, please feel free to message me on Facebook. I'll be happy to talk to you. Even if it's if you message me at say 3:00 in the morning my time, I will get back to you later that day. Or if I'm awake, I get back to you straight away. But no, thank you to each and every one of you for being in here tonight and putting up with my voice, putting up with my coughing, putting up with all my shit. You are all absolutely incredible. So, yes, Patricia Truman, I will be talking about Jane and her horrible way of dealing with that dog, because she was useless as a cut snake, or better still, useless as a white crayon drawing on white paper and hoping for an effect. Anyway, guys, all of you have a wonderful day, night, whatever your zone may be. Just enjoy life, and remember, if you have an opinion on my channel, please feel free to voice it, because You out there, you matter. Your opinion matters. And I'm very thankful to every single one of you who have been in here tonight. And Van, you've gone up and beyond again, sweetheart. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, have a wonderful night. Bye.